Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Bargain Bin, a show about speedrunning games all under $20. I'm your host, Midnight Vesper, and for those that are new to The Bargain Bin, we'll be using digital stores like Steam, GOG, Itch.io to look at the list/MSRP price. For retro games, we'll be using a wide assortment of price rating websites looking for the loose price of the game. We do not count any sales or discounts as they vary from time of purchase. Do not forget that Frame Fatales is Game Done Quick, all the women online speedrunning community. Their upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will be run from August 13th to the 20th. Schedule is now out at gamesdonequick.com/schedule. And of course, while you're over there, feel free to submit a surprise for the event. Use !FF in Twitch chat to submit all of your prizes. The last day to submit those is going to be August of the 6th. And don't forget, after the Bargain Bin is one of our brand new shows, Express Lane. We're going to have some great stuff coming up with that. But here on this show, it's going to be a stack show. Cannot wait. We're going to have Banjo-Kazooie later on, showcasing a brand new category. Speaking of brand new, we got the brand new Gravity Circuit coming up as well. But first, I thought about showcasing a game series I've actually always wanted to showcase on the Bargain Bin, and that is Sonic. So, Stelmo, take it away. I cannot wait to see what I'm about to see here.
Thank you so much, Midnight. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Stelmo98, and welcome to Sonic Project 06. I will be your speedrunner for this evening, and I have with me the amazing Reverie, who is also a speedrunner of this game. And I figured I'd turn it over to them to kind of talk a little bit about what Project 06 is.
Yeah, so if you know what retail is, you're probably thinking, hey, why is this game like in 1080p? And that's because P06 is a from the ground up remake in Unity. So this is not a mod or anything. This is an entirely separate game, and you're going to be seeing that. Like the only thing similar to retail is the name of the game.
Yep, and when we call it Retail 06, we are talking about the original 06 that was released in, shocker, 2006 on the Xbox 360 and PS3. This is a fantastic game for Bargain Bin because it is the low price of $0. It is a fan game that's completely free. You can go download it right now if you so choose to do so. And it is created by Chaos X 2006, who may or may not be in chat. He said he might be able to come by, so if you see him, be sure to say hi and say thank you for how incredible this game is. If you are a fan of Sonic Adventure 1 or Sonic Adventure 2, you are going to love this game. We're going to be showcasing Silver's Any Percent category, which is a very short category, and there's a lot to explain, and we're going to do our best to try to get through it all and make some sense of it. So, are we ready to go, Rev?
I'm ready.
All righty, count me down.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Let's go. Now, there are going to be a few intro cutscenes, so we're going to try to be quiet during those. All right, looks like Silver and Blaze are ready to go. I hope you guys are too. Take us away, Rev, with how this character controls.
Yeah, so again, the first thing you'll notice is the game looks a lot better, and the second thing you'll notice is Silver can spin jump onto enemies, which is not an ability he had in Retail. Many abilities in this game were either created for the game or were revived from unused concepts in Retail. One we just used right there allows us to activate ESP mode once we've defeated a couple of enemies. It is a very complex transformation with a lot of intricacies, but the main purpose of it right now is that it reduces our meter consumption by 33%. So for the earlier stages, we're just going to be using it for mobility. We'll see its combat uses later in the run.
Mm-hmm. It has so many nuances to it, it's probably as complicated as the character itself, but Project 06 does not let up on how quick it is as we switch right on over to Blaze the Cat. There are 3 main Hedgehog stories, those being Sonic, Shadow, and Silver in this game, and each of those stories have 2 Amigo companions that the Hedgehog has with them throughout their entire story. And the first one for Silver is Blaze the Cat, who debuted in Sonic Rush, and for whatever reason they decided is here in Sonic 06 from the future, which is where we're set here in Crisis City. Blaze can basically play, or Blaze basically plays the exact same way as she does in the original game, just with some extra particles effects and stuff to spruce up her gameplay just a tad. In addition to, you can see momentum. Momentum and physics are something that Project 06 adds from Retail 06. It's pretty crazy to actually be able to take advantage of slope jumps and just in general moving as fast as we can here, completing Crisis City in under 2 minutes. How was that, Midnight? What'd you think?
Wow, I'm that's all I got. That's all I got.
That's a fair answer.
Yeah, and that is just one stage. So get ready as we head into Tropical Jungle. And there is another fan favorite cutscene I think everyone's going to enjoy here in chat.
This looks so beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful animation made by both Chaos X, the creator of the game, and amazing Sonic animator Sonic Potts as we hop into Tropical Jungle here. Rev, you want to explain a little bit what's going on in this Tropical Jungle route?
Yeah, so a lot of the stages, like, of course, like, level design for this game was not edited, like, basically at all. There's some few additions here and there, which we'll see later, but the levels were designed for the slower, momentumless Silver in mind, so a lot of these stages we are just going to blow through because of how good he is now.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the best examples. Like, we're done. I barely had time to fully explain it.
Kind of interestingly, though, this run looks pretty similar to how it does in Retail 06 because, like Rev said, these stages were not designed for the very slow Silver in mind. There were a couple glitches you could do in the original game that really that you could take advantage of to make stages even quicker than you're going to see here. But overall, like, the Silver is very overpowered for the stages we're running through. As we hop into Dusty Desert here, we're going to be seeing a couple new abilities that we're going to explain a little bit later because there's going to be a better time to explain them. But what we see in Dusty Desert here, the most infamous stage in this game is Silver's Dusty Desert, and it's because of these guys, the billiard balls. Now, for whatever reason that these very modern-looking billiard balls are doing in an ancient castle, I literally have no idea. But thankfully, Chaos X has fine-tuned the heck out of them in order to make it a much better experience for the player. Originally, those balls had a certain amount of hits, and they still do, but they would also count down even if you weren't hitting them. So not only did you have a limited amount of hits to get the billiard balls into the holes, you also had a limited amount of time as well. But thankfully, that time limit has been removed, so you can really just focus on hitting all the balls in the corresponding holes. But here we go. The second Amigo, Amy Rose. Rev, would you like to discuss Amy while we're playing as her for just a little bit?
Yeah, so in the original game, Amy was used in very few places. Honestly, I think the developers kind of knew how terrible she was because she's used in very few places. But as you can see, she was overhauled massively, where she takes inspiration from her SA1 iteration, and now she's gone forever.
Yep, that was the only time we're going to be playing as Amy, because like Rev said, yeah, the developers kind of knew how bad she was in the original game, so they decided just to throw her here in one section in Dusty Desert, just to give Silver a second Amigo, just like Sonic and Shadow have. And yeah, it's really sad. It's kind of interesting just to kind of show how good Project 06 is to take one of the worst characters in the original game and make it to where the fans of Project 06 can't get enough of her and want to see her play more. And in the next patch for the Silver release that is coming out very soon, it has just entered beta testing. The very next patch is actually lengthening Amy's section just because people want to play as her more, which I think is a compliment, like one of the highest compliments you could give a game developer. So kudos to Chaos for just everything that you're seeing here. This game is absolutely incredible to blaze through. Getting it done with Dusty Desert under 2 minutes and 20 seconds, that was a personal hope of mine, and I'm very happy to have gotten it there.
Very good, Dusty.
I did see a quick question in chat, though, that was, how much different is the Sonic P06 version from the Sonic 06, the vanilla?
Literally
Everything.
entirely different. Nothing is similar.
The only similar things are the characters we're playing as and the stages we are playing in. Other than that, the movement of the characters and a lot of the moves of the characters were completely overhauled. As you're seeing right here, I can do a triple jump with Blaze. Can't do that in the original game. They kind of Chaos kind of removed the Sonic Team one-button mentality. All of these crazy new abilities and different abilities are now mapped to different buttons, which is extremely nice and streamlines the experience quite a bit because, you know, we have 4 face buttons. We might as well use them. But yeah, if there are any other questions, White Acropolis and our next stage, Radical Train, is a great time to ask them, or Midnight if you have some thoughts as well on what you're seeing so far.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I love Sonic. I've only played a couple Sonic games, so it's always one of those things. Just as a casual viewer, even though I do speedrun, I've never really played a whole lot of Sonic. But as a casual viewer of Sonic speedruns, it just always amazes me in how fast and how fast-paced these things are.
Especially because of how slow PO's or the original 06 was. The characters moved at the speed of molasses, so really speeding them up and making them much faster makes these stages quite quick, as we're already almost done with our 4th stage here, White Acropolis. I did want to throw it over to Rev if you would like to talk a little bit about the combat with Silver, because it does have some interesting intricacies. Wow, that was a sentence.
Right, so in the original game, Silver's combat was like only a negative. Like, he had basically one approach to combat. Well, he had 2 approaches. One was to throw objects that barely functioned at enemies and just like hope they hit and dealt damage properly. Or you would use the ground pound move to stun everything around you and then pick them up and just like throw them or put them down. Which was very one note and got very boring very quickly. But there are like 3 new combat moves that Silver has that both greatly speed up his combat and make it more nuanced. So, one, he has the Psychic Shot, which is completely original. I don't think it's in any Sonic game, where he fires a little homing ball that'll stun enemies. The upgraded version of that homing ball, the Psychic Knife, which was seen in Generations, will just pierce enemies and basically kill anything in its path. We'll be seeing that in Kingdom Valley and Aquatic Base, which are our 2 next stages. And then there's ESP mode. So I mentioned ESP mode has a few combat uses. Number 1, its activation functions a bit like Chaos Blast, where it'll stun and kill anything within its activation range. And number 2, while you're in ESP mode, like the lingering effect, you'll automatically stun any enemies you come near. So that means you can just walk up to an enemy and pick them up.
ESP mode is pretty crazy in how nuanced it is, but the interesting thing is that unlike the other S rank, or I guess you could say 100% rewards for completing the other Hedgehog stories, it does not make Silver invincible. So even if we're in ESP mode, we still do have to be careful about, you know, our distance from enemies so we don't actually take an accidental hit and fall into a pit or something like that. But here we go, the beginning of the gauntlet of Aquatic Base, Kingdom Valley, and Flame Core. Silver has the biggest difficulty spike of any of the Hedgehog stories in this game, and we are beginning Aquatic Base here with Shadow the Hedgehog. Unfortunately, this can basically just amount to a cameo because there's not nearly enough time to talk about all the intricacies of Shadow, because he is the same, if not more complex than Silver is, and we haven't even gotten through all of Silver's abilities yet. So if you would like to see the Shadow DLC, I recommend telling GDQ that you like Project 06 so that we can get Shadow's story run out here. Now, even though it is DLC, I am offering a special promotion for it to be $0 as well. So, you know, don't be worried about that. It's still safe on the wallet. But anyway, here, using what Rev talked about with ESP mode, what I did is I teleport dashed through those 2 Iblis golems there. Iblis is the main enemy of Silver's story, and these are kind of his little henchmen. The teleport dash, while we're using it, it makes Silver invincible. So we can use that in combination with ESP mode in order to stun those enemies, so that way we can grab them and then do our best to throw them against the other stuff we need to throw them at, because we can either pick up the enemies and put them down, or we can pick them up and throw them at something else. And that's where stuff starts to get wonky, is if we try throwing them at other things. But thankfully, it was pretty easy there. Activating ESP mode one more time. Again, I believe, Rev, you did mention the ESP Blast, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, great. So using the ESP Blast right there just to take care of those enemies. And I did a quick restart of the section here. So Project 06, not only being just an awesome speed game and casual game in general, is a very forgiving speed game. You're able to pause and restart the section of stages, which is signified by a loading screen that happens. You saw the loading screen there. We are now in section 2 of Aquatic Base. Why I did it is because ESP mode is very interesting. So that bar in the bottom right that you've been seeing going from the left to the right of your screen the entire time is called our action gauge. And the action gauge basically governs everything that we can do with Silver other than running and jumping. Also, is this 2D in my 3D Sonic game? My goodness. But the action gauge is basically what keeps us from just going absolutely crazy with all of these abilities we have with Silver, which is why ESP mode is so important. But there's another meter underneath that action gauge, and that's called the maturity meter. It's a red meter you'll see below as we start Kingdom Valley here. There's a little white mark. If you defeat enemies, you collect these energy cores. And if you collect 3 energy cores, you're able to activate ESP mode for its minimum duration up to a maximum of 10 energy cores for max duration.
Let's get to Elise right away. Leave it to me.
Sonic really taking the fastest thing alive to heart as he absolutely vanishes right after that cutscene. I don't know if he used one of his gems or something like that, but he is just gone. Starting off Kingdom Valley here, as I was mentioning, you can see the maturity meter underneath my action gauge there. It was filled up a bit of a ways, but not completely full, so an interesting thing that unlike the other abilities, which are that Sonic and Shadow have, we actually cannot extend ESP mode's duration beyond when we activate it. So even though I'm destroying enemies here and collecting energy cores, the maturity meter is not going to fill up anymore until we run out of ESP mode. And it's very interesting because we do have to route in specific things so that we don't have that problem. We can use ESP mode when we need, like right here. Here we go, a little tough trick.
Great.
Gonna swing around the left side and landed it.
Let's go.
Nice
You didn't even
and
need the
easy.
safety hover.
Very nice.
If we had any less meter, that discount, we would not be able to make that trick, which is pretty cool stuff. Again, just the attention to detail in Project 06. The discount that you would get on your psychokinesis abilities are quite fine-tuned. Which is pretty cool.
Because it was changed like 3 or 4 times during development.
It was initially
Silver-
50%, which was a lot.
Which is so broken.
Yeah.
PO6 Silver is such a scary category to watch because every single jump you see them do, like you never think they're going to make it because we've optimized like how much meter we need for each jump. So you always think they're just going to die, but they never do.
Here we go again, seeing the Sonic cameo. If you would like to purchase the Sonic DLC for free, just let GDQ know that you want to see some more Project 06. But Sonic is the most complex character in the game, so there was absolutely no time to discuss what he could do. But we did a pretty cool trick called Castle Skip there, where we skipped a bit of automation, which is kind of the name of the game in Sonic speedrunning, is we like to skip as much automation as possible to, go fast. Optimizing once again the maturity meter. We have 1 activation of ESP left at the very end of the stage. We're just going to use it to go pow and destroy all of those mechs in one fell swoop. Seeing Sonic and Silver posing, even though the egg carrier is about to crash and explode and end the entire world, we do have to look kind of cool when the results screen is up, though.
I mean, that's what you do in the end. You just got to have that pose.
Yeah, the pose saves all.
Yeah, the pose is one of the most important things about these type of games,
Exactly. I agree.
What's the point if you don't, honestly?
Yeah, exactly. But here we are in the final stage, Flame Core. Now, I was talking about a difficulty spike at the beginning of Aquatic Base, and then it furthered in Kingdom Valley. Flame Core is one of the hardest stages in the game, and Rev, if you would be so kind as to explain a little bit why.
Yeah, so I mentioned that Silver's combat in PO6 is a lot more nuanced and technical than it is in retail. And this stage just takes that to an extreme because there are a bunch of, 1, small enemies that fly, and number 2, there are multiple waves of enemies, so we need to kind of use certain abilities in certain situations in order to take them out most effectively. You blew that box up and that guy did not die.
Nope.
What a jerk.
That dude
that's what I mean. Their
main
hitboxes are just
character
so
cheat.
small, man.
He had plot armor, I guess.
Honestly.
But here we go.
Double banding bounce here.
just missing the enemy bounce there a little bit. This is a feature that isn't in too many of the 3D Sonic games. Well, it is, but it's not nearly as good. But Chaos definitely taken some inspiration from the classic games in terms of the badnik bounce. The higher you are above the enemy, the higher you get a bounce off of them. So we use that there to shortcut ourselves to a special route that normally, whoopsie daisy, normally takes a little bit longer to get to. But we're able to just shortcut and hover over to the spring to grab this invincibility. That makes this lava river section a little bit easier. But it's going to have just enough hover to get right over here. We're going to grab this box, chuck it against that guy, and then another ESP blast. Again, Rev talking about those route optimizations. It took a long time to figure out where we wanted to activate ESP and where we wanted to just stay regular silver, which was kind of one of the most fun parts of routing this.
Yeah, by a long time, we mean like 2 weeks. It genuinely took a while.
People were really, really excited to play as Silver when he came out, because the Silver release, I forgot to mention that the first demo of PO6, which contained just Sonic's Wave Ocean and Sonic's Kingdom Valley, released on April 19th, 2019. The Silver release, which is what I'm playing right now, of course, as we're playing Silver stages, released on April 19th, 2023. So Chaos is definitely in for the long haul in creating this project, and there is so much love and dedication that hopefully we've been able to show off so far. But one thing I do have to make mention of, or else Chaos would not like me very much, is these runes on the ground. You can see these green runes on the ground, and in Retail 06, they have this little lip here that you could see Silver's... Ow. That's Silver standing in front of. I'm trying to talk here, man. But those had a default position in Retail 06. In PO6, Chaos meticulously went through the game to all 30 or 40 of those runes that span the entire game and reoriented them to face toward what they activate. So if that doesn't show the dedication that this guy has to making the best 06 experience possible, I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty crazy. All the little details that are in this game, some that most people wouldn't notice. Rev, if you would like to take over a little bit here on this final section of Flame Core.
Yeah, so there's this giant ball, which us in the retail community, we like to call this the Big Puff. We don't really have a name for it in PO6, but this is a mini boss thing that's supposed to send out waves of flames in intervals, and you have to go around like a massive room, but we have teleport dash. We don't have to do that.
Yeah, we can just kind of skip the boss fight essentially, which is pretty awesome here. But yeah, we just stood on top, activated the rune that destroyed the core, and we're just going to teleport dash a little bit into the goal ring as we finish up Flame Core here. Now, that may be the last full-length stage, but we just love Sonic Project 06 so much that we decided to add the extra stage. So each story, so there's Sonic Shadow Silver, like I mentioned before, has one extra stage where you go through a stage with one of the Amigo characters. For Silver, it's Wave Ocean Blaze. And I gotta say, it looks so pretty. I'll just give you guys a moment to just take this in, because the skybox the Chaos created for this is absolutely beautiful. It was one thing we didn't really mention, but to kind of spice up the level variety even more than it kind of already is in Sonic 06, Chaos actually changed the time of day that a lot of stages take place at. So we've got Wave Ocean at sunrise here. If you remember Tropical Jungle, that also took place at sunrise. And Crisis City took place at nighttime. Which was pretty cool, and those are some changes from Retail 06. Again, and man, I'm so happy he did, because Wave Ocean looks absolutely gorgeous here at a sunrise time.
It really does. That's a gorgeous layout.
Extremely. It makes me wish that all the Wave Oceans were at sunrise, but you know, can't have your cake and eat it too, I suppose. But we are nearing the end of the run here. When I hit the goal ring in this stage, that is when time is going to be. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to the Sonic PO6 speedrunning community. We have a brand new Discord server. If you would like to join it, there are links absolutely everywhere. If you would like to, doing my own self-promo here, if you head on to Twitch TV/Stelman98, you are able to access the Discord server there. And just want to thank Chaos one more time, and all of the other people. I'll show the credits when we finish off here, just for making this incredible game, because it's awesome. And that is time.
Wow. GG.
GG. That was pretty good.
Incredible. Yeah. Rev, sorry, go ahead. Okay. Rev, did you have any other shout outs you wanted to say or anything like that?
No, not really. Just play this game. It's awesome. Like, it's free, man. You lose nothing.
You literally lose nothing other than some
except,
hard
like,
drive space, I guess.
Yeah, 150 mega. Actually, it's definitely bigger than that. Like 3 gigs of hard drive space.
Well,
But yeah, that was Sonic Project 06. If there is extra time, there is some stuff I can show off, but if not, that's fine too. I really hope you guys enjoyed.
all right. I don't think we got the time, unfortunately. But you can always head on over to Stelmo's channel for that. That's always good. And I'm probably going to bring this back. That was super fun. Do not forget also, if you just missed that, because that game was fast. If you missed that, don't worry. It'll eventually be on YouTube, or if you're watching this on YouTube, hello, YouTube. Be sure to hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, for those on YouTube, head on over to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m., weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Speaking of new, though, since this game was 2023, we're gonna take a small break and head on over to another new game called Gravity Circuit, I believe is what it is. It's going to be a brand new release run. Cannot wait for it. But before we do, we're going to get things set up. This is a great time to get up, stretch, get some water, get some snacks, and all of that. We'll be right back with more of the Bargain Bin. And welcome back to the Bargain Bin. Before we get things set with Gravity Circuit, do not forget that Games Done Quick is actually hiring. If you have any experience in website design and development and would like to help overhaul the GDQ website, or have experience in social media creation and want to help out our live events, be sure to head to GamesDoneQuick.com to apply. Now, this next game is called Gravity Circuit. We're going to have Gordon Ramsay run it here in a second. And if I'm correct, this game released this month, right, Gordon and commentators?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks ago, I think. Maybe 3.
I'm excited for a run that fast.
It's recent.
How are you doing today?
Doing well. Glad to be here, and glad to get to show off this game to more people, honestly. Like you said, it just released, and it already has like a pretty active speedrun scene. The times are getting lowered by the day, so it's awesome to just show it off here. And continuing with that, joining me for commentary, we have Reverie.
Yo.
Good intro. That's all you need to know about Rev. They were on the last stream. You already know them.
I was here.
And we've also got Tempest.
Hi, folks. I'm honestly shocked that I'm even able to swing this right now, but hey, I made something work today.
Hey, last-minute decisions are the best decisions, or something along those lines.
I couldn't
Someone
agree
said that,
more.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyways, this is like a decently long run. Real time, it's a bit under an hour, though we do go off of file time. So, me and my co-commentators will be explaining things as we go along, so let's get to it. And the very first decision we have to make is going into circuit mode. Now, this is a thing you unlock in post-game, and basically it just lets you spend your HP to use your special abilities. More on those later, though. And by later, I mean 20 seconds into the stage. Though first, we do have to sit through a little bit of cutscene. Gravity Circuit doesn't give you too many forced tutorials. There is a tutorial stage if you want to play it, but it's completely optional. Though this intro sequence is a little bit heavy on it. You get a few of these intros. That's all automated. And in just a second, we'll be in control of Shredder the Legally Distinct. There we go. Or Kai, the Gravity Circuit, whatever you want to call him. Our moveset at this point, you would normally expect it to be like kind of restricted, but Gravity Circuit just gives you almost everything right from the get-go. There are plenty of unlocks that you can get along the way to take things into overdrive, but just from the start, as you can see, we've got this hook shot that we can use to swing off of basically any surface in the game. You can also use it to damage enemies, or you can use it to grab enemies, just like that, and throw out at other enemies, and a lot of other stuff. We've got a dive kick that's going to stall us in the air for a little bit, and then pogo if it hits a target. Jumping is, well, it's jumping, sprint, yada yada yada. You get the idea. A lot of the movement you can just kind of pick up as you watch, since Gravity Circuit is, I think, a pretty easy game to tell what's going on just by looking at it. And when you're playing it, it's great because it feels as good as it looks, but there's still a pretty high skill ceiling. Try to stall there. Alright, got a little unlucky. With that enemy, their AI activation radius is pretty big, but you can sometimes avoid it. Speaking of avoiding, go for some dive kicks here. Hard to make it over that shield guy, but if I time this just right... Hey, there we go. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Ideally, you grab that enemy and throw him into the boxes, but no harm, no foul. Just hookshot through the rest of this. Coming up on the boss in just a second. The main gameplay loop is pretty similar to Mega Man, or so I've been told. We've got 8 main stages to go through, but of course we've got this intro stage, which is about half the length of a regular one, and then 3 stages at the end, but no spoilers on those. Got our first boss coming up here, and we're going to do something kind of funny if you want to go into detail on that, Rev.
Yeah, so normally bosses in this game have a certain system where they gain iframes based on how many times you've hit them recently, except for mini-bosses. So we can do what we call wiggle strats, where we just punch in different directions while inside the enemy to kill him very quickly, because he doesn't have iframes.
Glad I got that thing at the end there. Gravity Circuit has a few cheat codes built in. That right there, the Mega Buster, was literally an April Fool's joke just for a tweet. And then the developer went, I guess we can put it in the game. So it only works when the boss is at 1 HP. And it's very slow. Of course, it only deals the 1 damage. It's basically useless. But man, is it funny.
I actually did not know that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think
I didn't know this either. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. What?
And of course, the input for it is the Konami code.
Wait a second.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I was... Dominic, how did you not tell me this? By the way, some of us are actually here for having played the demo beforehand. I myself, having gotten a code from the developer Domesticated Ant Games, and I do believe, Gordon, the same happened to you as well.
Yeah, I got on for playtesting this game, actually. It was featured at another speedrunning marathon a week ago. Or not a week ago, sorry. Like 2 years ago. And
kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
yeah. I spent a lot of time speedrunning it. There's only 1 stage, but got to know Dominic, the composer, and one of the 2 people behind Domesticated Ant. And afterwards, they asked me if I wanted to come on and playtest it. So I've got a little more experience with this game, but still, like I said, a lot of things being found each and every day.
And we have a lot of folks from the Mega Man community and Sonic community coming in as well. Shout out, for instance, to Strizer86, as well as, I believe it was Kyryu.
And it's okay. None of us can pronounce his name.
Kyryu!
Yeah,
And
so
helmeted
what
himself.
we picked up before this stage,
Anyways,
the game
kind of
has
glossed over this
2
class.
different like
Oh
series of
gosh,
power-ups.
I think Discord just died. Oh, are we back? Maybe? Hello?
Yep.
Gordon?
Are we alive?
What? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you're here. What the heck?
Okay,
Haunted Tech? Okay.
we good?
Okay, so
We good.
Good.
I can see the game.
Go, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, there's gameplay, there's commentary.
There's gameplay.
Let's pretend
content,
nothing
okay.
That's all
happened.
you need to
Everything
run
is
it.
fine. Everything is fine.
Okay, well,
So the game has 2 series of power-ups. There's passive power-ups called booster chips, and there's active abilities called burst techniques. What we did there is we picked up a burst technique called Rising Upper, which will allow us to combo some bosses because it and Flying Strike, which is the forced burst technique that we get from beating the first stage, actually bypass bosses' immunity frames. So we're essentially going to be touch of deathing any boss that we can.
yeah, the burst technique mechanics are a little complex, but the basic explanation is if you're spamming attacks against the boss, they're going to go invincible for a bit to prevent what we did against the opening stage boss. If you use a burst technique, or certain burst techniques, you will launch the boss, which will diminish the build-up. It won't completely reset it, but it will lower it, as long as you have not used that same burst within the combo already. So as long as you have 2 unique burst techniques, you can do some really crazy stuff. Now, each time you beat a boss, you will unlock 2 new burst techniques, but you do have to purchase those. And we don't need most of them for the run, but there are a few we'll be picking up. As for the civilians, that's how we get booster chips. Like I've mentioned, the more passive system. It requires a little bit of money, and also a certain amount of tokens. You get 1 token per civilian rescued, and rescuing them is very, very easy. Just walk over and tap them, just like this. There we go. The main challenge is usually finding them or getting to them. So our stage routing is largely going to center around which civilians are easy to get without losing too much time. This just happens to be one of the best starter stages because we need to get 4 rescue tokens to get our first booster chip, and there are 4 along the main path. And now it's time for a boss. I'll focus on this because this is a little tricky.
Yeah, so we're coming up to the first of the Rebel circuits. This is Ray, also known as Optic Circuit. His whole shtick is going to be based on utilizing laser powers, and like Gordon said, it's all going to be about using those burst techniques to try and basically keep the stun going so that he takes as much damage as possible. Now, whenever the bosses reach half health, they're going to initiate a desperation move, as you just saw there. They have burst techniques like we do, and so we're just going to have to make do with that because unfortunately they do have guaranteed iframes during those. So we just play them out as normally, and yeah, those are a really good fight.
Yeah, that went pretty well. You can really see circuit mode coming in clutch there. Normally to use a burst technique, you need to expend one of those green pips. And every stage has an upgrade that you can find. 4 of the stages have health upgrades, and 4 of them have energy upgrades. But if you're playing in circuit mode, there are no energy upgrades. Instead, you get those 2 pips, and then past that, you spend HP. The amount of HP consumed does vary based on difficulty. Since we're playing in normal, it's going to be 4, and a health bar has 16 hit points normally. So, you can get away with like 4 techniques. Which does mean, a lot of the time, we're going to be knocking on death's door by the time a boss fight finishes. But as long as you subscribe to the good old-fashioned philosophy of don't get hit, you'll be fine. Grabbing our first unlockable booster chip there. Catch Block grants super armor, or if you're not familiar with the term, immunity to knockback. As you can imagine, that is incredibly helpful for a speedrun, and it really unlocks the rest of the stages. You can play all 8 in any order you want. This isn't like Mega Man where bosses have weaknesses, so you're very, very free in your routing. But 2 stages do have gimmicks that will immobilize the player if they get hit by them, but if you have Catch Block, you don't take knockback, which means those gimmicks never come into play. It is still going to be optimal to avoid getting hit here because the timer will not pause while we take a hit, just like that. But it does mean we can power through a lot of things that we normally couldn't. Power Plant's one of my favorite stages. It's kind of cycle-based, but one thing that Gravity Circuit does pretty well as a speedrun is it usually doesn't restrict your movement on cycles. Like, there's only one stage in the game where if you miss a cycle, you can't progress. In this case, all those lasers hitting the floor and electrifying it, those are cycle-based, so depending on your timing, you could end up taking a little extra damage, but it's not going to stop you from running through. Grab a health pickup there. You don't have to physically make contact with those. Your hook shot, as well as your regular punches, all count as overlap for the hitboxes. There are health pickups in every stage, but we won't always be grabbing them, since usually they're scattered along the route for like the optional civilians. It just so happens that Power Plant is very kind with its placement, so we can get away with stuff like that.
It's also pretty helpful that Power Plant and the Steelworks were the 2 demo stages involved. So a lot of us runners were normally going to get familiar with that by building up our practice around that very demo, which unfortunately we were not quite able to fully convert into the main game leaderboard. So if you'd like to check out those demo runs themselves, it is a separate leaderboard on SRC right now. I'm actually one of the last people, if I'm not mistaken, to have fully recorded a run before that sadly went down after the game launched.
Yeah, the demo was pretty good practice, and it is really funny that those just end up being the first 2 stages in the run. I see someone asking about unlockables after beating the game a second time. There isn't any direct reward for going into, like, New Game Plus. I mean, there's an achievement that you can get for beating it in New Game Plus, but aside from that, there's not anything that'll affect gameplay. Alright, got our second boss here. Second burst, same as the first. 4 punches, 3 hits of Rising Upper, cancel into a regular punch, and then use Circuit Mode to get a Flying Strikeout, and that'll clear a health bar. Now, I think I'm still on pace for perfect. Let's see. And there we go.
Nice.
I had no idea that there was a perfect graphic. I never accomplished that.
Yeah, there are... Well, it's not really bonuses, per se. The game will track if you get a perfect completion of the stage and perfect completion of the boss. And then in a room in the hub world, some medals will show up if you do that. Against bosses, you do get a bonus of 2,000 bits if you get a perfect clear, but that only really matters in 100% because we don't buy too many things here.
And you get a lot of money for beating the stage, like just completely independent of getting a perfect.
Yeah, you can get a bonus of up to 5,000 additional cash. There's one that you'll always get just for clearing the mission. There's one for clearing it within a certain time threshold, and since we're speedrunning, we will always have that. There's one for enemy kills, one for damage taken, and one for rescuing civilians. But another burst technique there. Current arc is basically a shotgun. It unleashes a ton of projectiles at point-blank range, and then they all just fan out. So it's not very useful against bosses because of the aforementioned invincibility mechanics. But just like the stutter step, if the enemy doesn't have those iframe mechanics, good gosh, can you shred them. And then the other booster chip that we picked up, Chain Dasher, lets you grapple yourself towards targets if you hit them. Normally, the hookshot is just a ranged attack, but now it lets you get up close and personal. We're not going to see it a ton on its own, but it is going to combo with another chip that we'll get just after this stage. But first, gotta rescue 5 civilians in this one. Junkyard.
So this is Patch's stage, Patch Circuit rather, also known as Trace. And Patch is actually one of the 2 rebel circuits who are actually girls, and believe it or not, I made the silly little mistake of thinking that Trace was a guy at first. But honestly, that works well to the design, which, by the way, I do believe Dominic had also doubled as not just composer, but character designer as well. And he did a fantastic job with everyone. They have these amazing color schemes to them. They have this amazing little aesthetic to their overall designs. And the circuits are also known for the little emblems that we do collect, because as you saw with Cable, Power Circuit, as well as Ray, they left behind their circuits for us to have to collect in order to fully complete the stage. So it's with that in mind that, of course, once you've beaten the boss, you can't necessarily rest easy just yet. You got some cutscenes to skip. You got some stuff to do before the mission's actually over. I don't know if Gordon had mentioned this yet, but there are also these collectible upgrades as well for Kai's health and energy as well, one within each of the Rebel Circuit stages. So usually some of them might not be too far out of the way, but I do believe we collect at least 4 of those, if I'm not mistaken.
We grab 1.
We grab 1, okay.
Or at least my route does. It's very different for each person, especially if you're not playing in circuit mode. I think I'm the only runner who does that at the moment. So if you're playing normally, health upgrades will give you 4 additional pips on your health bar. So at total, you can have 32 HP, up from 16, and then 1 additional burst pip. And if you're on normal, you want to grab a few of those energy pickups, just so that you can burst more, and you may end up picking up some health. In this run, the only one we grab is just because it's convenient, and we'll see that in a couple stages. And since we're in circuit, it'll only grant plus 2 HP instead of plus 4. That is enough to get 1 additional burst, though, so it ends up being pretty useful.
I would agree. And now we're coming up to Trace's fight, which is, if you've basically seen Junkman from Mega Man 7 or any kind of junk-related Maverick from Mega Man X, that's kind of what this fight takes off of. The idea is that she's going to summon a few ads to try to throw our way, and then her desperation move, which we're going to see right now, called Reanimate Matter, is going to throw all these different blocks at us. It looks as though with the boss designs for most of these moves, it feels like it can be hard to get used to doing damageless at first, but it is very possible. It is absolutely possible. It's sort of like an Azure Striker Gunvolt mentality when you think about it.
That was a much closer fight than I would have liked. So,
right.
One of the reasons why Trace is so annoying is, like you mentioned, Tempest, the ads that she can spawn. In this game, if you kill an enemy, they'll stick around as a gray corpse, and then you can pick them up with your hookshot, carry them around, and throw them. And that can do, like, chain reactions, and it deals a ton of damage normally. It's great. Against bosses, though, we already have a kill combo. So all that means is, if an enemy gets in the way of our combo and hits Trace at the wrong time, she goes immune. And that's probably going to happen right as we use a burst. And remember, our bursts cost 1/4 of our HP bar, so you can see how that gets pretty bad pretty quickly if you're not careful. Of course, we will not have to deal with that again because now it is finally time to unlock the blender. I mentioned that Chain Dasher on its own wasn't terribly useful, but when combined with a later chip, it became great. And we just got that one, Chain Booster. This chip increases the damage of your hookshot. It goes from 1 damage up to 2 against regular enemies, and from 1 to 1.5 against bosses, because, you know, you can't have them shredding too fast. But it also stacks with Chain Dasher. And so that means we now have a combo, not really a combo, just if we hit a boss with a hookshot, we deal 3 damage for free, which is almost as much as a burst. It grapples us in, so it doesn't matter if the boss is across the arena, we just get up into melee range, and then we can burst them from there. And there are a few other additional effects, like it instantly breaking destructible objects. Now, Highway is a little unusual in that we're actually going to rescue all 8 civilians. I know being a hero is, well, a bit unusual in this speedrun, but hey, gotta do it at some point. It just so happens that they're all pretty conveniently placed here, and I think the movement's pretty cool for rescuing a lot of them, actually. But that does mean this stage is pretty difficult. I just was working on some movement right before this run started. I'll be going for that here. Okay, good, got that. Those hover...
sick.
Dang, man. Whoa.
Thank you. That's kind of tricky to pull off. Well, I think it'll be consistent over time, but again, I found that like 3 minutes before starting.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah, Gordon is very much, as the name suggests, a chef. He cooks a lot, and it shows. I was honestly surprised to see how much work he had already put into this when I had joined the Short Circuit community, let me tell you. And, yeah. By the way, this stage is Eurobeat incarnate. One thing to know about Dominic Nimark is that he loves Eurobeat. He does a lot of Eurobeat-styled covers of songs. Like, there's some of Mega Man, there's some of F-Zero. You can find it all on his YouTube channel. And let me tell you, this especially goes pretty well into the Gravity Circuit soundtrack, which there is a full-on video for all the tunes on that channel right now. It is great. Not just that, but each of the Rebel circuits have a variation to the boss theme deletion duel. If you listen closely to each of those fights, you will hear at least halfway through one full loop of the song, a little bit of that stage theme incorporated into the tune. Even the intro stage, like the intro theme before it, which before the stage, which of course Gordon is skipping, but yeah, there was a lot of thought put in and detail put into this game. It is so nuts, but just so very much welcome.
Speaking of nuts, I'm going to go for another thing that I was practicing right before we started.
Ooh.
There we go.
Oh,
So
Let's go.
the way those hoverboards work, when you jump off of them, it gives you a huge amount of speed, which is just so that you can like jump upwards normally and not go flying off. But as it turns out, as long as you don't hit the ground, you can keep that speed going, and that can lead to some insane movement. But again, haven't had enough time to like properly lab that out, so we're playing it a little conservative right now.
I just find it really interesting that you're like, I just found this right before the run, so I'm going to try it, and it works. It's just that's so unique.
Yeah, it's the Gordon experience.
It very much is.
That's one nice thing about this game, though, because it's very, very movement focused, as you may be able to tell. There aren't a ton of like glitches or skips that we're going for. It's just how well do you understand the game? How well can you control it? And if you can do that, even if you find something new, it's like, oh yeah, I understand how that works. I can probably make that consistent enough. That's it.
By the way, that was Shift Circuit, also known as Bit. He's a race car. He's basically Turbo Man. Yeah. Actually, some of you keen-eyed observers might notice a few similarities, not just between some Mega Man games, but it also feels like there was a little bit of Mighty Number 9 inspiration that goes into it as well. Funny that, because I actually happen to run that game as well. So I should know.
Now,
Yeah,
I do
some
have
of
a
these
question
bosses-
for... Sorry. go
Yep.
ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because for a game that just came out and everyone here that's running it, what inspired you? I know for some of you, you got early access to the game. Was the early access because of the speedrun mentality? Was it it's going to be given for the sake of speedrunning, or was it you got a chance to get the game, you really liked it, and you wanted to speedrun it, or was it something else entirely?
For me, personally, like I mentioned, I was at another speedrun event, and I just saw a demo port, like, out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, this game looks really cool. So I picked it up, and eventually I didn't intend to speedrun it at first, but the movement was really satisfying, and, like, a week later, I was just pushing for lower and lower times on it. And I found a lot of stuff along the way, like glitches, ways to replicate it. So I got brought on, and throughout playtesting, it just ended up being a better and better speed game.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I myself am a bit of a Mega Man runner, and when I went to a similar event, not the same one that Gordon went to, but they had the demo there as well, and I could easily feel just how inspired it was, but also felt unique as well. And I actually didn't get access to the my game code until the day of release, but even then I could tell, having just played the demo so many times at the event, I really liked it, and I was always curious to see where it would eventually go, and well, lo and behold, it's been out since July 13th, available for PC on all operating systems, as well as PlayStation 4 and 5 and Switch. Oddly enough, not Xbox. But yeah, what about you, Rev?
I heard about this game from Gordon, like he was live posting his reactions to it in the 06 Discord, and I was like, yeah, this game's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I played the heck out of the demo and thought it was sick as well.
And one thing that was nice, throughout development, the developer was very, very receptive to speedrunning stuff. So it wasn't like, how to put it? Things were obviously patched. Like in this stage, I found right before release, there is a really pretty awful bug where you could invert your gravity, so rather than falling downwards, you would fall upwards. And in such a vertically oriented stage as this, you can imagine how broken that would get. But it was awful to set up and obviously pretty game-breaking. So stuff like that got patched. But things like the boss combo that you may have noticed against Bit, we started doing something different. Now, all I have to do is 2 hits of Chain Dasher, or Hookshot rather, and then I can go right into Rising Upper, Flying Strike, and finish the boss off very easily. Stuff like that was added just based on feedback. I was like, hey, there's always going to be a quick way to kill bosses. A lot of the time, it's going to end up being pretty lame. Can we do something like this? Just allow these mechanics. It'd make the fights really cool, very fast, yes, pretty broken, but still decently skill-based. And if there is going to be a quick kill, let's make it cool. And he was like, yeah, we can do that.
Domesticated Ant Games really did a fantastic job overall. Like, there is so much that I've come to appreciate just having casually played this the first time. And Gordon, oh, by the way, I'm probably going to say that we got a bit of a concert going on here via Wave Circuit, aka Medley.
Indeed. The most insulting thing about this fight is that the audience boos every time you do well against Medley.
Yeah. Hey, details where they count.
Like, come on, man. I'm just trying to go fast.
You can't always be the hero sometimes.
No.
You suck, dude.
Indeed. I'm bad at video games.
Well, I guess when Rev puts it that way.
It's so hurtful if you, like, throw a run to Medley, too. Because it's like, okay, fine, yeah, just boo, just mock me. I get it.
I guess you could say, in a way, she's kind of like the Splash Woman of the fight, but better. I'm sorry, Splash Woman fans, but I feel it's got to be said.
I've played 2 Mega Man games, X1 and X7, so the best of the franchise and also X1.
I've never played a Mega Man game.
My man.
This is like the first non-Sonic game I've ever run.
Hey, I'd be happy to teach you a thing or two if you're ever interested.
I'm out of my element, man.
I understand that. Like, honestly, I don't expect everyone coming in to see this to understand a thing or two about the many inspirations that goes into the game. But it just so happens that I grew up on Mega Man, that a lot of things clicked with me. Like, Kai's hookshot is very much a reference to the chain rod weapon from Mega Man 02. There was also things like boss designs and stage aesthetics on the whole. There's just so much that makes this feel Mega Man without necessarily falling upon the usual trappings of Mega Man. Just the fact alone that Kai operates not off of a jump and shoot mentality is one of the things that just really makes this game stand out. The checkpoints too, they're basically kind of like that of other indie games Cyber Shadow or even retro games Shatterhand if you want to go there, because those games had a little bit of a currency thing going on where if you wanted to recharge your vitality, that's basically what they did. There's multiple references basically, but a lot of it definitely feels Mega Man on the whole.
Yeah.
Of course, there's the Smash Brothers mentality of the burst techniques as well.
And that's something really nice about this game too. Like, clearly there are a lot of references, but it still very much feels like its own game. Like, at the time, I hadn't played any Mega Man whatsoever, and it's like, this game's awesome. In fact, the only reason I ended up playing it is because the composer was like, dude, we're gonna make you play Mega Man at some point. Sit down.
It helps that Dominic's also the composer for super hot fan game Mega Man X Corrupted, which I am so looking forward to seeing when that eventually gets a playable demo.
Why would they corrupt Mega Man?
Yeah, what the heck?
Why would they do such a thing?
Yeah, that's actually
Is he like red instead of blue?
Oh, well, if you want to go there.
Can't believe they've done this. Probably worth commenting on the giant vehicle that we're currently piloting. This thing actually isn't like super fast. I think it's close to sprint speed. But the main advantage is... Oh gosh. Okay, it's not a bottomless pit down there. Just a secret. The main advantage is it has its own health bar, and it gets built-in damage reduction. So it's pretty safe to just burst through with it. Speaking of bursting through, Crash is one of like 2 bosses in this game that can mess up your combos, because he's going to summon a bunch of falling blocks. And just like Trace, I keep forgetting to swap chips. Just like Trace, if that happens at the wrong time, he can go invincible. Get back here! Okay, we're good. We're good. Let's see.
One of the things I also like about this game, if you check it out casually, is that there is definitely quite a bit of dialogue, which we're obviously skipping, but the interactions that Kai has with most of the characters usually involves them saying a few things, he says a thing, they say a thing, he goes ... But with Crash here, it definitely feels like he's got a little more of a connection with the guy. It's the small details that count. The writing this game feels really competent overall, like just great stuff. And that's also something too, when it comes to action platformers like Mega Man, it's not like you always have the liberty of being able to make such a fleshed out story. I mean, the Zero games got away with it, but like the X games, sometimes we like to meme on the fact that X4's problems could have easily been solved with just a simple conversation with the Repla Force. But alas.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about Gravity Circuit. Like, I think the plot is... it'll get you from point A to point B, but the character interactions are really good. There's so much personality in them. Like, at the start, when you're getting forced into your upgrades, Nurse gave us a booster chip. If you try to ignore Nurse, she starts stomping her feet and, like, angrily drags you back over to her. It's great. So many little details in this game.
Yeah, it's like, despite the entire game being basically a reference, like, it's still so unique.
Absolutely worth checking
You've been
out.
talking about like the game and all that. The art direction looks really, really nice. I'd like to see, and I don't know why, but like a lot of the art. And correct me if I'm wrong, because it reminds me a little bit of like a tribute to like the Super Sentai series or something akin to it. Because I remember it reminds me of something similar to that.
Yeah, I could see that. I also like to think that Kai's own character design is kind of like a reference to SD Gundam in a way.
That may be what I'm thinking of, but yes.
I don't know robots. I just like looking at the pretty colors.
One of these days you will
Me too.
become like me, where you will eventually start to purchase model kits.
X7 is where video games peaked. I think I'm good. We do.
I actually do plan on picking up X7. Trust me, it is quite a time, but enough on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You may have
right
noticed,
now.
I've been picking up a few rescues, but I haven't actually been buying anything yet. That's because there are 2 booster chips left to buy, and it's just a little more convenient to get them on the same go, because that saves a run back. And if you play right, you don't really need to buy either one of them early. So the ones I'm going to get are Nullifying Layer, which reduces the damage I take. Imagine?
Ooh.
Okay, we're good.
Let's go.
Gonna grab a checkpoint, though.
This sick gravity dash.
Reduces the damage I take by 1, which might not sound like a lot, but a lot of the damage we take is just face tanking, running into stuff, and that only deals 2. So we're going to go from being able to take like 8 hits to around 16. And then the other one will increase the amount of HP I restore whenever I get like a health pickup. And that may not sound very useful, but it's going to come into play at a very specific part pretty soon. That's a relatively new addition to the route, though. So just ends up being kind of convenient to grab both of those in Blade Stage. But the stage does have a lot of incoming damage.
We also didn't really talk about Gravity Dash. That is a burst technique that we picked up before City Center, which was Medley's stage. It basically allows us to just do an omnidirectional dash that has invincibility, I think. So it's very, very useful for navigating in places where there are hazards.
Yeah, you get invincibility during it, and it is one of the fastest forms of movement. But the reason we're not spamming it horizontally is, well, it doesn't last very long there. But vertically, it's great, because your options there are much more limited. Blades can be a little annoying, mostly because you can't combo him off of the floor or the walls. But as long as I'm on point with my inputs, I should be okay.
This is very much a Cloudman type scenario, a la Mega Man 7. So you definitely want to be very considerate of the pits as well. Of course, the nice thing about this game, nicely done, nice with the finish. You love to see that little. Yeah. But yeah, with pits in this game, they're not instant kill. They do, however, like bring you into a respawn animation, so you will lose time regardless whenever you fall into those.
Yeah, hazard damage, spikes, and pits. The game respects your time. It's not going to send you back to your last checkpoint. It's just going to send you to the closest safe floor that you're on. Or like the last bit of safe floor that you're on. It does deal a lot of damage though, so... And like you said, you go through a pretty lengthy animation. I think it's a minimum of 3 seconds lost every time you take hazard damage. But we shouldn't run into any throughout this run. Or I think I got hit once in City Center, actually. Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Now, it's time to buy a few things. First off, I'm going back to this guy to buy Heavenly Pile Drive. That is a technique that a lot of people gravitate towards casually. You grab an enemy, go into the air, and then Izuna drop them. Just like head first. Deals a fair bit of damage. Even against bosses you can use it, but it does force them into invulnerability. So generally not great for the speedrun, but it does have one use that'll come in pretty soon. By Nullifying Layer, by Repair Enhancer, the 2 chips I discussed before. So now we're basically just going to be taking less damage as we head into our last of the 8 main stages. And prepare for the final 3. Warehouse area is interesting. I really do like this stage, but good gosh, is it hard to do fast. It's
Yeah, no, this stage sucks.
no,
I'm just gonna say it. This stage sucks.
no. It's sick. It's sick.
So we're gonna have an intro section, and then we're going to step into a portal that'll take us to an area where we have like 4 sub areas to deal with. And an interesting thing is, well, I mean, first we have to do. There's a gimmick with this stage where you have to like break open like a key container, and that's going to open a door. But the interesting thing about the sub areas is that you don't actually have to like wait for the key to open the door. You can just collect the key and then reset from a checkpoint, and the door will be automatically open. So we're going to be doing that 4 times.
Yeah, there is one key that we'll interact with beforehand where we very much don't want to do that, but once the sub area comes up, that'll be quite useful. Just do a dive kick there. It does let you descend faster, but due to the startup, it's generally not great to use. Well, sorry, for falling faster, it generally doesn't fill that niche. Dive kick is a very useful ability in general, though. I'm a little low on health, so naturally I'm going to do the hardest of these 4 first, and the one that requires damage. Just hit these colored blocks. Good, got that in time. Knock him upwards. And naturally kill him as you activate that. And quickly
that was
reload.
clean.
Very clean. Yeah, it's very daunting though. Like, just the idea of having to use super armor throughout the run, it's helpful. But you sometimes, like, if you're as reckless of a runner or a gamer like myself sometimes around, most times often than not, you'll eventually realize, oh, I had this much health left. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a very easy pit to fall into, especially with this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you break one of these floating crates, normally you'll just get money, but there is a chance that you'll get health. And every time you break a crate that does not drop health, that chance will increase. So you can get lucky with some of those refills. I got lucky in Blade Stage, Mountaintop, the last one we ran through. But thankfully, generally, if the route's going well, you don't have to worry about healing up. Or at least with the route I use. What a lot of other runners do is after the first stage, they grab a burst technique called Function Overload, which is kind of like the speedrunning technique. It lasts around 10 seconds. It gives you a double jump, or if you already have air jumper equipped, it gives you a triple jump. It increases your movement speed by like 20%. It lets you instantly destroy breakable objects. It's pretty great. It also increases the damage you take by a lot. And naturally, the increased movement speed does kind of screw with your muscle memory, so I haven't been using it in my route so far. It's especially dicey with circuit mode because, you know, you've got to constantly reapply it throughout the stages, and that's just going to drain your HP more and more. Okay, coming up on my absolute favorite of the hate circuit. Sorry, I can't even get through that sentence. Hash is annoying for one reason, two reasons. 4 reasons. He's got 4 arms. We can come up with 4 reasons. The platforms. The platforms are the worst part, because those can eat your hookshot. So he's going to teleport around randomly. He's not vulnerable for very long. If he goes too far off stage, he just, I guess, despawns or something and then comes back into the center. Very low vulnerability windows. Easy for him to escape your combos. And just generally not a pleasant guy, you know?
That said, he does have...
There we go.
Yeah, that said, he does have an occasional laugh.
That was very clean. He's also one of 2 bosses where you can do a little speed up. The only one you'll actually see it on. Normally when you kill a boss, you've got that big slowdown as the finish text goes across the screen. But if you kill Hash far enough off screen, that doesn't happen. That's his only redeeming quality, though.
I did not know that either. And before I accidentally spoke over Vesper, I was just saying that Ash also happens to have a bit of a Shao Kahn laugh, which the game actually awards you with an achievement if you punch him while doing so. It's fantastic.
I forgot about the laugh. Yeah, so if he hits you too many times, he uses one of his very brief vulnerability phases to laugh at you, and then just teleport off. Great boss. Like, great character. Hate fighting him in a speedrun.
What can I say? There's always one.
Always one.
But yeah, now
There is always one.
now we've entered the late game stages, and so the big guy, I don't think we properly introduced him. Funny how I brought up X4. That guy's name was Colonel, except it's spelt like a computer term, Kernel. I see what they did there. He's a really funny character, but then eventually after like certain intervals of going through the Rebel circuits, you eventually start to notice there's a little something up with him. And it's at this point that things go from bad to worse. He's effectively turncoated on us. He's taken all of the circuits that we originally were vaulting here in the Guardian Core HQ, and now Kai is effectively going to learn a bit about himself, or at least he would at the end of the stage. I'm not necessarily going to say what's up because I feel like y'all should definitely take it upon yourselves to play this game casually, but like the story definitely comes full circle here, and there's also a reason why I knew this game would well fit within the parameters of the bargain bin. It's only $16.99. That is very much an affordable price, one that for a game that is very capable of being run on all sorts of computers, even a Windows Vista, I believe, was the minimum spec that is listed on the Steam page of this game. This game is pretty accessible. Again, still not sure why no Xbox port, but I can let that slide.
I did see in chat, because we've talked about, like, there's X-Men, or not X-Men, Mega Man vibes.
I mean, hey, Gunvolt had X-Men, and I'm just whatever.
I know that one.
I saw someone in chat went off and said that, and I don't remember who it was because I didn't see it, but they said there are hints of Celeste. And when I saw it, I'm like, actually, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I guess so in a way. I don't know if Celeste used the Love engine. I don't believe it did, but this game does. So, yeah, if you're familiar with Love engine, it's a pretty accessible one, and it's also used quite a bit in game jams and all sorts of itch.io games as well. It's very accessible and very well meant for multi-platform as well.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. Celeste is like a story about self-discovery and bettering yourself, and Gravity Circuit is a story about not clicking suspicious links on the internet. Dangers of malware and all that. I'm pretty sure that's the canonical reason why Colonel turns coat.
It's true.
Can confirm, I'm a speedrunner. I definitely read all the dialogue every time I boot up this game.
Ooh, you almost took another hit there.
I'm just gonna take
Wow.
it.
Gordon, I don't know how you can put up with this constant stress, man.
Stress? No. I just look at the pretty colors. That's all I do.
All right, so now we're actually going to have a surprise fight against the guy that was giving us techniques. So at this point in the game, after all the rebel circuits have been fought, this guy who yes, his name is Nega. It's this guy is basically going to be, I guess you could say, the shadow of this game. He's a good fella and all, don't get me wrong. It's just that he's obviously a little bit more so connected to the gravity circuit than we were. So he's going to test us. And this is probably my favorite boss in the entire game. Essentially, Gordon's going to go through 3 phases. And through each phase... Well, yeah, I mean, it was just some spoilers. It wasn't that bad. Anyway, Nega is going to switch up how he fights just a little bit each time. Right now, he's going to jump into using booster chips as well. And then you can probably imagine what phase 3 involves.
Yeah, he also has a dodge button. No other boss does. And it's really unfortunate because we do have to damage boost for one of these attacks. Let's play it safe.
Yeah, your health looking a little low there.
Okay, I get through it on 1.
Oh, I definitely thought you were dead.
No. Yeah, sub 220. And just run in place for a little bit. That fight is so cool, and it can be so annoying. Again, we're playing it really tight on health. So if he dodges at the wrong time, it's just, there goes 4 HP. Nothing you
Just
can
a
do.
reminder that you don't have to play on circuit mode, by the way. And if you just got this game too, if it's fresh out of the pot, you don't even get that until you've beaten the game once. But yeah, on the leaderboard, we do have a little bit of a check option that if you did run on that mode, you can say yes or no, whichever the case. It's totally optional. I know Gordon likes to use it. I myself could probably see myself
Optional.
I mean, it is optional.
It is optional.
Look, buddy, if you don't run
Most of the
circuit mode,
runs
I
don't
will come
use
to your
it.
door.
Okay, fine.
I'll
I
give you a
will
firm
use
handshake
circuit
for
mode.
being unique.
What do you mean you're the unique one? Most of the runs don't use it.
I just call
Not even
those other runners
Strider uses
casuals.
circuit mode.
That's all it is. They're just casual players. They'll catch on. I'm not
Oh,
Copium.
come now.
You can trust me.
Copium in chat. No, just kidding. Anyway,
No.
so we're actually within the last 2 stages of the game. Unlike most Mega Man games, there are actually 3 final stages. So we're going to be starting to see repeated stage elements here, and done so very spectacularly too. It's some really cool stuff, but also you're probably starting to wonder, where is said Mega Man series trope coming into play? You know, the one that usually likes to pop its head into the late game.
No spoilers,
Let me
let's
tell
go!
Well, let me tell you, that's coming soon, just not exactly what you think. Also, by the way, the level design overall, if it wasn't obvious, Domesticated Ant Games did a remarkable job just implementing... so close.
It's fine.
So far back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of the hardest stages. Well, it's probably the hardest stage in the game. There are plenty of segments where there are little to no checkpoints. Taking hazard damage will send you very far back. And naturally, a lot of the movement I'm going for is kind of tight. That was...
Not
Yeah.
the safest.
I like to call that the easy part of the hard part. It's probably the hard part of the hard part, but you know. We've got a much longer sequence in just a second, which I will not be pushing quite as far, but this is why it's tricky. And we're good. There is
If it wasn't obvious, the game only respawns you to like actual solid ground, meaning that if it's more like obstacle platforming, you're not going back there. The game is pretty specific as to where it wants to put you.
Okay, we're good there. Just one last segment through here, but it should be pretty safe. And my health is okay, so I can make it through the door. I like to see around 2 minutes flat going into this boss room, but that's alright. And now for potentially the scariest fight in the game. As you were alluding to earlier, this is the boss rush, but it's going to be a little different. This thing in the center is called the Crystal Circuit, and it is going to, after this first health bar goes down, which will be very fast since it doesn't have invincibility frames, it will randomly select one of the circuits and take on an aspect of that. Also, I need to equip this. And then once you drain that health bar, you'll have a refight against phase 2 of whatever boss it copied. So, much quicker. But what makes this scary is we found out very recently that there's a brief window before the bosses go into their burst technique where you can hit them with Heavenly Pile Driver, the command grab. And that, if you get it, will skip their entire burst. Now what makes this scary is to get over to the boss, we generally have to use Gravity Dash. And you only refill one energy bar per refight. So we're just spending a ton of HP as we go through this. Gosh, come on, Blade. There we go.
Whoa.
Oh, nicely done.
Okay.
By the way, I love Heavenly Pile Drive. Just going on what Gordon said about how a lot of us love that move. It just gives me full-on Peppino Pizza Tower vibes.
And this is also why we're going to, or why we picked up, let's see if I get that, Repair Enhancer.
Ooh, let's go.
Because like I said, that increases the amount that you heal.
Ooh.
That's good. It's a good pace. So instead of getting
nice.
8 HP back, I'll get 12. This fight's tough.
This fight it can be a little concerning because then you would probably think, well, what happens if you die? The good news is that the difficulty is a little bit balanced here in that any circuits or circuit holograms that you've defeated up to this point will remain down for every time that you have to refight the boss if you die. The catch is that you still have to do the first phase, so that will repeat.
You'll also only get the checkpoints every 2 battles unless you're on easy, in which case it does checkpoint every fight. Which is fine, but that does mean if I die at the wrong time, that can be around a minute of time loss. Also, I need to be better about swapping between my chips.
And what if you're playing on hard mode?
It's still every 2. It was going to be every 4 at one point, but that was deemed too cruel and unusual. Which, hallelujah.
Thank God.
God, yeah. That sounds terrible.
So, because it's every 4, that means you would only get 1 checkpoint for the entire fight. This should be okay. Crash is one of the more important ones to get the skip on. See if I get that in time. Oh, also, going on to why I hate Hash, he is also by far the hardest to do this skip on, because he is very far away from the arena. Or from where you spawn in, rather. That's not the right chip. So let's see. There's a good chance it'll select him next. Yep, there it goes. So, I have a very, very tight window to get this, so let's see. That can do it.
Come on, game.
Let's
yes.
go.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
I just gotta reiterate, we did not know about this until like 2 or 3 days ago, and this man has already implemented it.
Let me up there.
Wow.
Okay, good. He didn't laugh. I'm very surprised, actually. Yeah, at first I was like, oh, we'll never do this in runs. That's going to make things way too tight. And then I realized, wait, what if I just grabbed Repair Enhancer and then just full sent it? And it does work,
Yeah.
but you are right on death's door for most of this. Okay. Just making sure.
For as scary of a fight as Cypher Circuit can be, I mean, it is scary because, I mean, he is quite literally a hack.
Yeah, the scariest part is it looks like he's about to read out my IP address.
Oh, nobody got the pun. I was trying to do a Vesper here. Man, I am disappointed in my own comedy skills. Vesper, this job, how do you get through with this?
Lots of skill.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sleep deprivation.
That too.
Hey.
I actually did not sleep well last night, so I am actually in that zone.
Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
sad.
Don't talk to me
Just
about
like me.
sleep.
Sub 6 is pretty good on this stage, by the way.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I think my best is like a 520x, but that was an insane run.
The story is ramping up at this point, and a little bit of a dramatic earthquake to basically give you the distinction that the final stage is coming up. Oh, fun fact, you notice those little arrows in the location where we now select the final stages. Yeah, you can also go to the intro stage through that, but at this point, when you get the late game stages, you can also just press up and down to cycle through them. And while we initially saw Kernel, or Corrupted Kernel, in the icons, at this point, it's now that of the defeated boss. So, with this stage, well, for one, a shout out to the trailer theme ending up being this stage's theme, and it is an epic one at that. But also, we've got a bit of a split pathway. We've got 4 sections, and Gordon can take the right path or the left. You're going to see him take the right path here once, but for the rest of them, it's the left. And why is that, Gordon?
Yeah, it just so happens, or at least from what I've tested, the left side is consistently a lot easier and generally a lot faster. It's really cool, both sides, it's worth checking them out, but aside from that first room, just, you'll see, the left side is pretty nice. Like this one, it gets a lot harder if you're not using any booster chips, because all of the stages were designed to be perfectly beatable without using any boosters or bursts, as I recall. It's like this one. As long as you're moving fast, you're fine. It punishes hesitating, because after a second or so, spikes will come up. You know, we're speedrunning. The goal is just go fast already. So that room's kind of a nothing burger. This next one I really, really like, because it really lets you show off hookshot. One of the few rooms where you really get to do that. The other categories of this game do put hookshot to better use, especially minimalist, which is playing without any upgrades. But this room, it still holds out. Swing up there.
Speaking of categories, we did a bit of a community vote where we had to decide a couple things based on both minimalist and 100%. Particularly in 100%, the objective behind it is like getting mostly everything. Not everything, because if we were to include achievements into the mix, yeah, that would certainly be a bit of a longer run. But the big deal was that you've noticed Gordon collecting these little data chips through every boss fight, and some of them would also drop through some of the NPCs, some of them would drop through the enemies. That's basically a Mega Man ZX Advent sort of spiel, and there, wouldn't you know it, are a couple of post-game chips, and we decided, well, are we going to collect those, or are we going to skip those? Would it ruin the flow of speed? And then for minimalist,
Yeah,
it did do a lot.
this one's risky
And then-
because breakable spikes, they deal full hazard damage, they send you back to your last save point, which, since most of the floors are destructible, is often very, very far back.
This room sucks. I hate this.
Just go fast. It's such a sick room.
Yeah.
Personal pain of my existence.
It's such a sick room.
I don't know. It's you just gotta play it fast. That's all there is to it.
We're playing it safe. Just hanging out on the wall for a little bit.
I saw no problem whatsoever.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
But
Okay.
yeah, on top, I was also going to say we had a vote on minimalist. Basically, whether or not accidentally collecting a rescue bot would invalidate a run. The community apparently voted as a majority for yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It's unfortunate.
What do you mean?
But it only matters in one stage. It just kind of sucks because there's no point in rescuing them on their own.
I guess so.
But yeah. Hey, that's better
Final
than
boss
community.
time. So we finally get to have our fight with Colonel. That much was a little bit obvious, because when you're named after a character who you fight in the game that his name is sort of a reference to, yeah. He's a bit of a Zangief reference, though. You'll see it within some of his moves itself. It's really cool seeing a bit of Street Fighter influence going into this as well. Also, we got not Sigma here, Commander Circuit. He's the 10th Circuit. And he has no name, story reasons, obviously.
I like to call him the Apple Man. He looks
the
like an
Apple Man, there you go. Yeah, I kind of see it.
This fight is... Okay, good. He went into the worst possible move that he could there, the pile drive. He'll sprint across the arena, and if he grabs you, he does the pile drive against you, deals massive damage, but if you are paying attention, you can get around that. That's a bit unlucky, so I'll have to play this a little safer. The next part of this fight is where things get rough. This boss has...
Because we do not get a heal.
Yeah, you don't get a heal.
Ugh.
There is a burst technique that will heal you, but, I mean, no reason to pick that up in the speedrun if you're not
We don't
going to die
have
anyway.
it equipped, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. This guy, though, you can't combo him, of course, he's a giant stationary head. He has hookshot resistance, so after like 2 hits, he'll go immune, and he takes reduced damage, on top of the already reduced damage that bosses take. And after this first phase is done, dang it, he will grant himself a shield that we have to break before we can do any damage. And once that's broken, it only stays down for like 2 seconds. So you really have to juice as much damage as you can. And if you're spending too much time at his face, he'll do that scream attack. Okay, that's that down. Now the second part is pretty fun if I do it right, because we get to pick the enemies up, we get to throw them.
Also, time will be on the final hit.
Yeah.
And he's also the...
Good.
Oh, wait.
There we go.
There we go.
Wow.
Nicely done, Gordon.
Wow, very,
Thank you.
nice.
That was a really good run.
Very good run. I was going to say, Commander Circuit's also exclusively the boss that happens to have 3 bars of health. And a nice little fun fact is, if you do die to him and have to face Colonel again, you don't face Colonel that we had before. It's actually a resurrected purple Colonel, which is a really cool detail. Like, this game had, like I said, this game has a lot of details and is so much fun. Please get this game. You will not be disappointed. I truly believe such.
Yeah, there are also little things like, as you can see in post-fight dialogue when Kai's talking to whatever circuit he just defeated, what side of the screen Kai appears on is based on where you finish the fight. Your portrait will change based on how much damage you took during it. Every time you hit a boss, their HUD icon flinches, and it flinches based on the direction from which you hit them. There's so many little things.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
GG on the run.
Yeah, let's see what the file time is right after credits end.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'll go through that. If anyone was watching this, they maybe picked it up and they're like, I want to speedrun this. Where would they go for more information, for guides, to learn more about the run, or possibly to help? Because I know this is still a very, very new speed game.
Yeah, so you can find the link to the Discord server on the speedrun.com page. Just searching Gravity Circuit should get you there. I think even the demo page links to it, but obviously
Yeah, that's how
we're on
I
the
got
full
there.
game boards. Yeah, so feel free to hop in there. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them, as is anyone else in the Discord, I'm sure. Just please join in. Like, this is just one route. I think second place, which is pretty close to my time, does something completely different.
Yeah.
I still need to check theirs.
It's like there hasn't been one consolidated, like, fastest route yet. It's like literally everyone is doing something different.
And it's so cool to
Yeah.
see.
I mean, heck, I've yet to do a full run of this game, and yet I was planning on doing something
39?
different.
Low.
No.
Yo,
39,
there
okay.
we
That's pretty
go.
My PB's like a
Wow.
3809.
And if
I
it wasn't
think.
obvious, he is the world record holder,
good.
so...
Yeah. If anyone wanted to follow any one of y'all, since we're getting that, where would they go?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Gordon Ramsay. Gordon spelled with an I because it's hard to get this name. Gordin. If you ever find yourself sleep deprived at like 2 a.m., I've got you.
I'm on twitch.tv/ReverySR. I really don't stream often, but again, 2 a.m. sleep deprivation hours.
And I also stream at Tempest Mask 1000 here. I also got a YouTube channel of the same name. I try to do streams, but I juggle a lot of stuff. So I do try to post on my Twitter whenever I do plan on doing a stream, and chances are I will eventually do something. But yeah. But Gordon, thank you so much for. I was just going to say thank you so much for letting me do this. I've never been on a hotfix before, and technically I have you to thank for that first opportunity.
Well, you're going to be on, if I'm correct, you're on the next one, aren't you? The next show?
Yeah, I mean, surprise there. Yeah, stay tuned for Curse Crackers if you guys want to hear me again, if you haven't been tired of my voice. Also, dog robots, because we love them.
Yeah, I forgot to rescue and pet the dogs in my run.
Oh, no.
We got them now. It's okay.
They're very out of the way.
I think we can forgive you doing it on a completed file. I most certainly can.
Yeah.
Any final
also, Vesper,
you'd all like to give?
Shoutouts to Domesticated Ant Games.
Very much so. I was just going to say, Vesper, before we sign off, I want you to do a pun because mine did not do any justice.
Oh, God.
Okay, just put him on the spot like this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
don't know if I have the gravity right now to do any puns at the moment.
Oh my
Hey! I knew he would come up with something. This man is a legend.
We're running the full circuit of jokes.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, I do want to give. I guess I do got to give a shout out to the overall Mega Man communities and Sonic communities as well, because like I said, enough folks who have joined the server do hail from those as well, and yeah, there are some amazing people. But also just shout out to all of our runners in general, or even just those joining the server just because they're so interested in the game. We very much appreciate you, and there's also a main Gravity Circuit server as well. So if you want to join that too, yeah.
All right, well, thank you all so very, very, very much. We're not done here on the bargain bin. We got Banjo-Kazooie. We had 2 games that came out this year. Now we got a game with a brand new category coming up. I can't wait to see what it's gonna be. But before then, we're gonna take a nice little break to get up, stretch, get a snack, everything else along those lines. And do not forget your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games on Quick Hotfix. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. We'll be right back with Banjo-Kazooie. All right, welcome back to the bargain bin. Hey, by the way, Flame Fatales is Games Done Quick's all-women online speedrunning community. The upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will be running from August 13th to the 20th. Schedule is now out at gamesdonequick.com/schedule. While you're checking out the schedule, feel free to submit a prize for the event using !FF in Twitch chat to submit your prizes. Now let's go ahead and turn things over to one of these games that I'm looking forward to. Banjo-Kazooie with a brand new category. We got TSR Storm and a bunch of commentators. I want to know more about this category. How are y'all doing today?
I'm doing great. So today we're going to be doing a category called Any Percent No Pog. So a couple months ago, me and some other glitch hunters found this glitch called Pause Overlap Glitch. And it basically allows you to dupe notes by pulling up the pause menu whenever you want. And we're just not going to be doing that in this run. So, and today I also have Trep and DDLux. What's up, guys?
Hello. What is up, everyone?
All right. And then I'll probably just explain some stuff while we do the setup for the first glitch we're about to do in the run. So I got to restart my game in order to do that. So go right in like that. And timing should start pretty soon here, right after the screen switches. So, but yeah. So first we're going to be doing this glitch called Demo Desync Adventure. And that basically allows us to escape the demo and start the run in Rusty Bucket Bay. And that's huge for this category because if you know Banjo-Kazooie at all, you actually need the pumpkin in order to raise the water level in order to get to Rusty Bucket Bay and progress through the lair. So we're basically going to skip using the pumpkin this run. And that's really huge. That saves a ton of time.
That involves, because opening up Mansion, it's like the longest level to open up, and you also save Mumbo tokens. It saves so much time to be able to skip that water switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, and then timing coming up here in a second. I'll Like, and now. That's when time starts. Cool. And then now we just have
So
to...
we get to watch the whole intro and all
Yeah.
that good stuff too.
Yeah, we gotta watch
go.
this. So what I gotta do here is just wait until this concert is done, like this intro concert, and then I just gotta press start 6 times. Hopefully it goes right. It could go wrong. I could accidentally press it like 5 times, but you know, stuff happens. We'll just restart and do it again. But yeah, hopefully I get it first try. And we'll be spawned in Rusty Bucket Bay with all our moves, so we don't have to set up Furnace Fun moves, which is another glitch. But I don't think I'll... But basically, Furnace Fun moves, you just get all the moves when you start a new file. But we're not going to be using that glitch. We're going to be using the DDA file, which gives us all our moves, we get max consumables, and we get 25 Mumbo tokens. So that means we don't have to collect any tokens during the run.
Literally a speedrunner's dream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, with this, we get to skip pretty much every transformation and
first
only
try.
use the B.
Yep. Now we're going to die in
Oh no,
engine
Banjo,
rooms.
you just walked off the edge. What are you doing?
Yep, and now the run starts. Oh, oops.
Yeah.
That out.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
cool
that-
because you're desyncing that cutscene by turning the camera, and when he's pressing start 6 times, it sets the flag to play Rusty Bucket Bay. So it turns the camera, he just walks right off. You die, and when you get that void out, it just spawns you right into Rusty Bucket Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Notoriously one of the hardest casual levels.
Yep. We're going to be doing it right
Yeah,
away,
good to
though.
get it out of the way.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
that guy almost hit me.
Yeah, he was trolling you right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things we do throughout this run is death warping to get to the start of the stage again, so we're going to be grabbing a lot of lives throughout the run.
Yes,
Pay
extra
attention to
lives
that.
are very important in this route.
Yeah.
Yep, we're just going to be going through engine room here. This is probably one of the more stressful parts of the run. Pretty much
Yeah.
after this.
You know,
Oh,
all that childhood turmoil, we're just gonna do it in like 1 minute.
yeah,
Easy peasy.
hopefully in 1 minute. But,
Yeah,
you know,
don't care about the speed of them spinning platforms.
Yeah.
Jump on them.
yep,
We ain't got time to wait on those cycles.
yeah, yep. And hopefully... Ooh, okay, we got through. That's...
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, that was close.
Yep.
Yeah, these fans, you get like a second of invulnerability, so you can just barely time a roll and a jump to make it through there. Sometimes you take 2 damage, sometimes you can actually get through without taking a second damage too.
Yeah.
Kind of like he does on that second fan.
All right.
And he's through.
That was probably the thing I was most nervous about this run. So good thing it's over. And now we're just gonna clip through this wall. Walls don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, just casually don't have to go back through engine room. Easy
Yep.
peasy.
Yep. And then we're gonna be getting these notes.
So do you want to explain why you're having to get so many musical notes?
Yes. So we have to get 810 notes in this category in order to beat the game. And that's just because of that last 810 note door. We don't have a skip for it yet. At least RTA. We do have a skip Taz-wise, but
For Taz, yeah.
yeah. Oh, oops. I
It's
thought
like the barrier skip of Banjo-Kazooie is finding a way to skip that 810 note door.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, another skip that you will have seen on N64 is Door of Grunty Skip, but that is actually not possible on Xbox, so we have to grab an extra 25 jiggies,
Yeah.
which takes up a lot of time.
Yes, it does. But Xbox has, it's actually gotten faster. The world record over these last, I want to say 2 years, has started to beat out N64 for the any percent categories, which is really cool. And then Pog took it down to about 30-something minutes.
Yeah, it's
as
crazy how
opposed
much
to
that's saved.
58. Yeah.
Yeah, a reason you'll probably never see a marathon run of any percent Pog is that glitch is very hard, and you only have one chance to do it 3 times in a row.
Oh man.
It's rough, yeah.
Yep.
It's very
If you don't
hard.
get one, the run's over. Gotta restart. So,
Wow.
yeah, maybe someday, if there's some new strategies, we could show any percent Pog, but yeah, definitely not
Yeah,
a
with some
safe
setups.
category at all.
You'll notice our main mode of transportation is using Talon Trot and using Kazooie. We just kind of jump around because it gets us our max speed and keeps a consistently higher speed than just walking around. But we will be switching up the way we do move around later in the run. About halfway through.
Yep. And a little surprise for the Banjo fans out there.
Which might be a little interesting because it's like we have all the moves, so how could we be upping our movement?
Yeah. Oh, oops. Alright. Now I'm going to try to get into this loading zone before the cage cutscene happens. So we skip it.
Yeah,
Nice, there you go.
Yeah, I'm just going to go through the kitchen, get some notes. Nothing too special here. Don't have to get that Mumbo token, so that's nice. So yeah, basically our main currency in this run is actually lives instead of Mumbo tokens. So we're going to want to get as many lives as we can, because we're going to be doing a lot of death warping, because on the Xbox version, notes actually save when you die. So we're going to be using that to save a little bit of time and some spaces.
Yep.
Yep, now we're going to go up towards the pipes here. I'm just going to get these notes and stuff. Nothing really going on here, mostly.
Yeah. Some banjo movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab this Jiggy and I'm probably just gonna take some fall damage here so I can prepare for a death warp later.
Yeah, in this game, health optimization is pretty huge for cutting down your time because since we do rely on death warping so much, being at a lower health to just be able to quickly take 1 damage and die is like the fastest way you can death warp.
And I'm gonna try to do a little fancy trick here. It doesn't save any time, but oh, I kind of got it. I got
the rocket
Got a
Banjo!
yeah. Yeah, you can kind of do a beak bust there, and then when the cutscene plays, you can get some height. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Got that window break, nice.
Few places you can see that. And maybe we'll get a really high one later.
Yep. Oh, that's not the right loading zone. I always forget that.
I had to take a little look through the window.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump over here, get these notes.
Yep. Scary jump there.
Yeah.
And scary notes.
Very scary.
Use some
You
gold
fall and you
feathers.
lose like 20 seconds there.
Oh yeah.
This level is notorious on Xbox too. It's a little bit faster because loading zones in this game, they take a while in the Nintendo 64 version, but they're pretty much instant in Xbox, which is really nice. It just keeps a very steady flow of gameplay going.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
another thing you'll be seeing over the run is text boxes cannot be skipped in this version,
Yep.
like on the N64, so we lose quite a bit of time to that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really
Luckily,
interesting
there's
because
not
like
too many.
where you're saving time with loading zones, you're then losing time to text, and it almost equals out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're going to be making our way to CCW lobby. We're going to be doing a new skip here real quick.
Yeah, hitting that water switch puts it
You don't
on
use-
both of the levels, so
Yep.
you can skip that first one,
Yep.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're just going to make our way up here. And you're going to be asking yourself, why are we hitting the 3rd water switch? What's the point of that? Isn't that for the Cheeto page? No, we're going to be using this water. A little 640 skip here.
Yep.
Oh, oops. It's okay.
Ooh, rough.
Gotta reset the camera. Gonna clip out of bounds.
Nice.
There we go.
nice.
Very nice.
We're gonna skip that note
We
door.
skip that note. Yep, that saves us having to run all the way up the layer again and activating the cauldron
Yep.
later on in the run.
And the run's like only 10-ish minutes in, and we're already in one of the last rooms in Grunty's lair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely don't see this in like on N64 at all. Which is really awesome. And now we're gonna go hit the CCW switch so we can open up the level later.
Yeah, and we just tagged that cauldron. The cauldrons in this game, they're kind of spread throughout Grunty's lair. They just allow you to warp when 2 cauldrons are linked. You can warp from one part of the lair to another part.
Yeah. Good for quick travel.
Yeah, very good for quick travel.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading down towards FP, because we're going to be going into FP next. And you're going to be asking yourself, well, we got to open up FP. We're going to be doing a skip.
How are we going to get into Freezy Peak?
Yep.
You gotta go all the way to the Bubble Goop Swamp Room. You gotta have the Jiggies to open that.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to do a little out of bounds strat here. And it involves us getting actually flight over here, so we're going to go hit the flight switch real quick.
Yeah. If you've watched any previous ones at GDQ of BK, you might know this, because the N64 100% route does this. But
yeah, hopefully I can get it
it
first
shows
try.
off that it works on both. Yeah.
I've been kind of struggling with this trick lately. I did some practice before stream, so hopefully we're all good here.
This is just one of those tricks that's it's really tricky to get it down consistently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta really understand the mechanics.
Yep, but there we go, clipping out of bounds. He gets on the ledge there because it's an incline going onto flat geometry. You can just barely get in the right position, and beak bombing there gives you enough speed to clip through the ground and just lets you fly into the loading zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now we're gonna go through FP. FP is pretty easy. We just need 100 notes in here. We don't need that many jiggies, so just a note rush. And we can do this all pretty fast. It's one of the faster levels to get 100 notes in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to put into perspective, every level has 100 notes. We're getting 810 notes in the whole game, so there's 900 notes total in the game. So we really can't skip too many notes, and it's very important we get certain ones that are faster than other ones.
Yeah.
yeah, we have to visit all the levels, unfortunately. Not in the Pog route though. So in the
What do you mean? That just means we get to hear the entire soundtrack.
Yeah, I know. It's such a good soundtrack.
Okay, gonna see an interesting beak bomb here.
Hopefully I can
See if Storm gets it.
Nah, too far to the right.
Ooh,
I could kind
just a
of.
little bit, yeah.
Yep.
If you're able to beak bomb at the end of the into the pipe at the end of the beak bomb, you'll actually get that jiggy through the pipe, the wall of the pipe, which is quite a nice little time save. Makes you have to fly in.
Yeah, all these 5-second time saves, they're spread all throughout the run. They go a long way.
Yeah, they add up to a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same as like Mario 64, very movement-based game, and so when you're finding ways to cut like a few seconds here and there with like small optimizations, your time goes way down.
Exactly. Especially with long runs, like 100%, 2 hours long.
Yeah, we're just gonna be getting these notes down here. Get some more feathers for our next level. We actually have quite a lot of feathers in this category, so we only need to collect, we don't need to collect that many feathers, but I'm just getting extra just in case.
You might have. Oh, wait, yeah, you go.
I think you were going to the same place I was going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the reins.
Okay, yeah. So a thing you might have noticed there is Wazza the Walrus was not there. For some reason, when you do the DDA glitch to start an RBB, Wazza just doesn't spawn.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an explanation for it.
I believe it's because of the stop and swap cutscene. At the very end of the game, if you get all 100 notes, there's a little cutscene. Uses that same file that we're on right now. It's gonna get, I don't know.
Stop and swap screwing with us 20-something years later.
I know, right?
It's actually kind of tragic because if Wazza spawned, we would actually be able to use DDA in 100%. That's the only collectible we can't get in the entire 100% route.
Yeah. Very sad.
Oh, you
Ooh,
got
the snipe.
sniped. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this move is quite tricky to not take too much damage. So you want to like exit here with 2 health, but because Storm exited with 1, he's gonna have to hit a snowball here.
Yep.
So
Learning that you
across
could
the
bear
slope.
punch a snowball for a honeycomb was one of the craziest things I ever found out when I picked up this game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this extra life real quick. Just,
Yeah.
you don't want a game over here.
Extra life.
Oh, oops, get in there. And then now we're gonna get the remaining of the notes, or remainder of the notes in the level. Hopefully we got all of them. Oh, did we miss one?
Cool thing.
I think.
Cool thing you're gonna see here is when Storm dies on this torch, he's gonna activate the text for Mumbo. But we're not gonna have to sit through it, and that saves us a bit of time later on when we have to speak to Numbo in CCW.
So I guess technically you can skip text boxes.
True.
You gotta be very precise with how you do it.
Yep. I think I accidentally missed a note in there. I got 99, but that's okay. I can get an extra one in BGS.
Yeah. Quick backup.
Yep. And if we need more, we got some backup in the last level of the game. So.
Yeah.
These rooms in Lair are kind of cool on Xbox because you can see the banjo hieroglyphs like a little bit more clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good detail they put in.
And we're just gonna peek through that door as well, because we don't want to. If you go into a door in Talontrot, it takes a little bit more time to activate the cutscene. So
You gotta watch this animation of the duo getting out of Talontrot.
yeah.
Yeah. Takes
So
a
we-
little bit of time.
We warped all the way to the end of the game to go all the way back to the beginning of the game.
Yep. And now we're gonna go to Mumbo's Mountain, which is a pretty easy level. Nothing really too special in here.
Yeah. Another quick notes and jiggies stage.
And so this is one of the stupid things about Xbox. We actually have to listen to this text. Cannot skip it. So we gotta wait here for a little bit.
That Grublin's just vibing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta love those HD, pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, we just gotta... Oh, there's one thing in this level that's different between N64. We're about to come up to it. Hopefully you guys know about it. Oops.
I think I may have a clue what it is.
Okay. I'll be passing by it because we're not going to go into it, unfortunately. Because something is patched on this version. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's patched in the weirdest roundabout way though.
Mm-hmm.
So like without really saying what it is, there's this glitch in the game called slope manipulation, and Banjo's shadow can... There's surfaces that don't let Banjo walk on them unless he's got Talontrot, and there's other surfaces that just don't let Banjo walk on them even if he has Talontrot because they're too slippery. But there's like 1 second where you can stand on it before you slide, and if you just keep positioning Banjo's shadow over flat ground, you can stay on a slope forever. And it leads to a lot of different sequence breaks and all sorts of crazy stuff throughout the run.
Mm-hmm. I get this extra life. Alright, get this jiggy, but yep. We're gonna be running right past Termite Tower. Can't go in there, unfortunately.
Yep. Fortunately, on the Xbox version, we cannot climb there with Banjo. Well, we can.
Yeah, you can if you're
but
trapped.
It's not. It's not really RTA viable because you have to do multiple frame perfect jumps in a row.
Yeah.
It's like 10
So-
frame perfect jumps. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just for 6 notes in a jiggy. So
Yeah. But yeah, for whatever reason, they went out of their way to patch that specific slope to not allow slope manipulation. Instead of patching the entire glitch, they just did it in that one room.
Yeah. Kind of weird.
that's the only room in the entire game as well that they patched. It is pretty weird.
I wonder what was the reasoning for just that one part.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty crazy.
I guess maybe like casually there's places where you would slope manipulation, but I don't know. No, it's just like it is weird. I don't know why it's just that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a new time save that Trep just taught me. Hopefully I did it
I don't
right.
think I've seen this yet.
There we go. This is skipping the jiggy animation.
Yep. That's actually a really important part of the speedrunning this game too. So when you grab jiggies as just like regular Banjo-Kazooie and you're not flying and you're not swimming, you gotta watch like a 4 to 5 second cutscene every single time. But there's tons of roundabout ways. Like right there, he grabbed the jiggy midair, got in the water, so he was in a swimming state and he could skip that cutscene.
Yeah, Yeah. Also, this is pretty fun getting this jiggy right now. Usually you're hard locked to get this jiggy, but we can get it right now. But yeah, free jiggy.
We need a category where that's just the last jiggy. And that's where you end time.
Yeah. Yep, now we're going to be opening TTC, and we're going to be using this granny text actually to stop bottles from talking to us. So, yep.
Yep.
And
Open TTC.
if you're also familiar
only
with...
TTC.
Yep, only TTC. If you're familiar with N64 speedruns, you'd probably know of this trick called TTC early. Yeah, unfortunately that does not work on Xbox. It's actually a lag-based trick, and there's no lag, so... I mean, there is lag, but...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with the fortunately it doesn't work on Xbox because that trick sucks.
Yeah, it's really bad.
That is my least favorite trick in the whole run.
Yep, now we're in TTC. This level is also pretty chill. It's pretty much the same as N64 any percent, but
Yeah.
same route. Because I used to actually be an N64 runner until I switched over to this one because it's faster.
And cooler.
Uh-oh. Gotta get that note.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast we fly through all these levels when our main focus is notes and we're just kind of grabbing some jiggies here and there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. TTC is actually pretty cool to see all the jiggy jig skips we get to put in using the flight pad.
Yeah, it's a great it's a good showcase of flying movement in the game.
Yeah. Alright, now we've got to deal with these tree notes. These are the worst notes in the game.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Very goofy collision there.
Yep.
But after TTC, the run's gonna take a little bit of a twist.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, spoilers!
I mean, no, totally normal gameplay for the whole hour.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting just traditional gameplay, nothing out of the norm.
No, nothing at all.
I mean,
Yeah, nothing.
no glitches or anything else along those lines, you know.
In a
Speedrunners who use
speedrun?
glitches.
Nah, that's cheating. You can't do that. We actually routed out for 100%. We routed out a glitchless category, and it's pretty crazy. Like when you're having to collect everything, glitches don't save more than 20 to 30 minutes because of how important optimizing movement is. But for any percent, it makes a big whopping difference.
I didn't get that jiggy during the cutscene. That's kind of RNG based.
So a thing you probably saw in that previous room where Storm got the gold, he used a thing called a quick dive, where if you leave Talon Trot from a slide going off of a platform, he will actually just completely go down in the water. Meaning he can just drop down to that gold instantly without having to swim down.
Yeah, that little animation of them leaving Talon Trot, you can use that for all sorts of stuff, but to quickly dive really deep in water, very useful in so many different places.
Yeah, we use that so much.
But yeah, we're just going around here getting these jiggies in flight, that way we don't gotta watch any of these jiggy jigs.
Gonna stay and fight for this Jinjo.
Yeah. Typically not fast.
And a little something, I never learned this until I speedran the game. And I don't think a lot of casual players know this. If you hold the R button while you're swimming or flying, it changes the controls to be as smooth as butter. You can turn so much sharper. A lot of people have problems with the flying and swimming controls, but knowing that just changes it to feel so fluid.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, oops. Missed the jump. It's okay.
Snacker cameo. Yep, there's another quick dive. Pretty cool spot for that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
Oh, yeah, this guy can be annoying on Xbox for some reason. We're good.
Yeah, it seems that the enemies on Xbox are so much more aggressive, especially in MMM with the gravestones and the bats and stuff like that. kind of weird.
Xbox is also unique from N64 in the fact that certain things like enemies, collectibles, like these lock-up chest enemies, for example, they're always loaded onto the map. They don't have to deload them for lag-based reasons. So it doesn't really change too many things, but there's certain like lock-up cycles, for example, that can be a little different on Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I almost didn't get that note. This
This is going to be a little bit of a cool section.
Yeah, so while I have a second, I do have a question. Like, what inspired y'all to just run Banjo-Kazooie? Was it just a, like, I like the game, I want the extra challenge, or I like the glitches, or I like this, or like that? I know we said why we went from 64 to Xbox, but why in general wanting to speedrun this game?
I just really like this game, to be honest. I'm mostly a glitch hunter in this game, but yeah, I just really like playing this game. Oh, I did not get that jiggy.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Oh.
That's fine. That's not a huge time loss.
Yeah, and we actually have
What was
gold feathers, so we're good.
Banjo,
what was your
Wonder now.
reasoning, Trep?
I remember playing through it first with one of my IRL friends, and then we started speedrunning it together, and it was like kind of like a friendly competition, and then it just took off from there. We both really enjoyed it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
For me, it was I always loved this game. It was always like a top 3 game for me growing up. And I would play it casually. It was the first game I ever actually 100% completed. And every time I would do a casual playthrough, there'd be an in-game timer that tracks your time. And I always liked to, every time I would do a new file, I'd erase that file and see if I could get a faster time. And then I also had just watched runs for years, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I actually learn the route and see how fast of a time I can get?
Yeah. In-game timers in games are always great.
Nice collision there, unfortunately.
Yeah, trolled by the crab.
It's very cool too. Xbox has it was always like less popular, but it's developed a lot in these last few years. Just from getting like exposure and having more people play it and try things on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting them times down as well.
Yeah, but now we're going to be opening Click Clock Woods. So kind of funny, we're going to TTC to Click Clock Woods. You don't usually see that in a speedrun. So
would be convenient if you could normally do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we got a powerful little friend in Click Clock Wood that we're going to be using. And he starts with B. Get it? Because he's, yeah.
It starts with the B. Banjo?
Maybe? Yeah, we're gonna be
Kazooie?
Maybe. You never know. Yeah, we're gonna be going into this cauldron just to head right back up to CCW. Activate it. Jump right in.
And that's why we got that cauldron earlier, so very convenient that it works out like that. Everything you need in that one room, like the CCW puzzle, the cauldron to come to CCW.
Yep, well, we're entering Click Clock Woods.
Okay, this is where it gets exciting.
Oh, oops, forgot to roll.
I still think Click Clock Wood's one of the coolest levels in any video game. The concept is
for
just
sure.
incredible. 4 seasons, but it's like the same level.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yep. And basically what we got to do here is just activate the summer switch. And that's that's the only thing we're gonna be doing here for now. We're gonna actually come back here later.
Yeah. 2-trip Click Clock Wood. You never normally see that.
Wait, but you're already here. You might as well get everything, right?
Maybe later.
I guess we'll just put it off.
Yeah, I don't feel like it right now.
I don't feel like it. I love that.
Yeah, this platforming can kind of be scary a little bit, but hopefully we won't fall. I'm gonna be careful and do some like pecs. Okay, this guy wasn't being annoying today. That's cool.
Yeah. Keeping him alive is good for the end of the stage because you want a death warp on him.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's cool. There's this cool glitch. I don't think we use it at all in this route. But if you beak bust on the ground and you fall like a very long distance in that little state of Banjo, just like he's kind of got his arms up and stuff, you can actually take no fall damage. You're invincible during that entire fall.
Yeah. Unless you hit an enemy, and then you will take every bit of damage and die.
Yeah. Okay, cute. So we must be going into like the beehive or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, B, this is what you meant.
B.
Oh.
Makes sense.
I still don't get it.
But yep, we're gonna be getting some notes as the bee. The bee's kind of difficult to fly, but if you didn't know, if you actually press X on this version, but typically B on N64, the bee will actually go a little bit faster. So.
Hey, that makes sense. If you hit B, that a bee will go faster.
Yeah, true.
All this bee talk.
I'm gonna get this extra life as a backup.
Yeah, play it safe.
These notes. And we're gonna be getting this jiggy up here. I can land. Cool.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Oh, he's being over here. Okay, he's in Lava Land. All right.
He trolling.
Was that Robin Hood?
Maybe.
It's Grublin Hood, I think. I think that's like the name for them.
Ooh, and here's a trick.
Didn't get it first try.
Just missed it.
Yep.
This is the bad part about this trick, is Brentilda actually talks to you.
Yep, and we can't skip text on this version, so.
Yeah, this is about 20 to 30 seconds.
Hopefully I can get a second try.
I feel like TSR, the finder of this glitch himself, should be the one to explain this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so we're just basically falling into Brentilda, and she'll just push us out of bounds. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
That's an RBA method that works on all versions of the game, so. And that was recently found like about a year ago by me. I found it on the Nintendo Switch version while testing some glitches, so. Yeah. And that saved about a minute in this category. We had to,
Extremely clutch, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually helped. Oh, wait, yeah, you go.
I was just going to say, if nobody is aware, you cannot take transformations outside of their level lobbies in the lair. So the bee is not supposed to be anywhere where the bee is at right now.
Yeah.
It's also really interesting that you found the glitch on a different version of this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually found it completely by accident. I was just, testing another glitch that actually happens in the same exact spot. And, I just let go of my controller, B fell, and clipped right through Brentilda. And the rest was history.
Yeah, which actually made the Xbox version before POG faster than N64, which was a big milestone.
Yep, that was just MMM early as the B, so we didn't have to open Mad Monster Mansion.
That clip is actually really weird.
Yeah.
So, it's actually pretty cool you got that.
I don't know why, but the design of the bee in this game makes me think it's a minion with wings.
Oh my god.
I'm never going to unsee that.
I can see that now, yeah. Why would you say that? I gotta stop running this game. My career's over.
We're gone.
Oh no, the ghost is being bad.
This he's trolling you.
This has never happened before, I swear. Alright.
He just wants a hug.
I'm trying to get this jiggy.
He wants that screen time.
There we go. Alright.
There we go.
Nice.
Got that extra long nose. Yeah, it's very cool to see just the bee going super fast, collecting some jiggies, collecting some notes. We don't have to watch any jiggy cutscenes as the bee because it's a transformation.
Yeah. This is probably one of the most fun sections in any speedrun for BK.
Ghost, you're being kind of nice today. Not in the cellar, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think that one got the memo.
Yeah. I've had too many runs die to just dying from those teehees, unfortunately. Missed it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just missed that. Yeah. You're going to be seeing another clip in just a second.
Yep. This one's really easy. Nothing too special about it. Oops.
The cool thing about this, about MMM, is once you leave the church, you cannot go back in unless you leave the level and come back in.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually get soft-locked behind that door, I believe.
Please don't troll me. Alright, here we go. We're good.
I love the church movement as the bee. It's so cool.
I think I'll probably
It would
get
normally
this.
take forever to climb up here.
I'll get this extra life. Kind of slow, but it's right here.
I like the tease of the main enemy in Super Smash Bros. playing the organ there.
Oh yeah, Master Hand. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Master Hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is Master Hand after you beat him. He becomes a ghost and he just plays piano,
Yeah.
retiring from his Smash career.
Yep. Now we're gonna be out of the church.
Yeah, pretty clean.
We get these notes. Get these notes. Yeah, just a lot of collecting notes. Pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. In a 3D platformer game, you get the ability to get infinite height anywhere and to go really fast horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very game breaking in a category like this.
Yep. Yeah, it's unfortunate though that the Bee doesn't really have that much stuff to use with it. You can only just kind of activate stuff. Can't like activate switches and other things in the game.
One cool thing about the Bee though, so that Holy Grail 810 note door skip, it is theoretically possible to do it RTA as the Bee. You can actually click through a window and go around to the other side of the door, but there's no way to fight Grunty as the Bee, and there's also no way to naturally get the Bee into that room.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get these notes. Then I'm gonna go into our friend Napper's room. We're gonna do something kind of fun. We're gonna be teleporting some things, specifically just one thing, but see that extra life above the chandelier? Now I have it.
Yeah, that Jiggy is super buggy. Something you can teleport a bunch of things to it.
Yeah.
Teleport like the door. It can teleport Mumbo token.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I thoroughly enjoy how Chad is creating some beautiful bee puns. I thoroughly believe that the puns that are in chat are the bee's knees.
Oh my! Oh, what a sentence! You couldn't be more right.
Oh my. Yeah, if you don't death warp out of this room, you're actually soft locked, so you're forced to die on that fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep, now we're going to be making our way to Gobi's Valley. And we're not going to be opening that level either. Even though the portrait's right here.
I think Gobi's is like my favorite bee movement level. That or Bubblegloop Swamp.
If it goes well.
Yeah,
if it goes wrong, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's very true.
Oh, come on. There we go. And we're just going to get that Jiggy because he has a big nose, unfortunately. So
poke our nose through the wall right there.
And we're just going to clip through the top of this because there is no collision up there.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good one. Better than my PB. So. Okay.
Yeah, and you want to try and stay in flight as much as possible when you're grabbing these notes. Because
Yeah.
you just move so much faster when you're in the air versus this walking, jumping kind of movement.
Yeah, walking is
You
incredibly
can actually.
slow.
Yeah, you can get all these notes in flight. It's just really hard to do
It's so
consistently.
hard, yeah.
And we're just
And
gonna
we're
go under.
Oh! Clip through the wall, I guess.
Yeah.
Walls are just a suggestion.
Wow.
Yep.
This room is also tricky.
I missed that. That's okay. I'll get it right now.
Close.
Hopefully this slapper doesn't troll me. Sometimes they can be kind of trolly. He's gonna be trolly, okay. That's fine. I actually need to take damage anyways.
I just want to point out that someone in chat went off and said, bee puns sting, but honey puns are sweet.
I like that.
And we're gonna try to get these all in one succession, which is kind of hard. I didn't get it, but that's okay.
Ooh.
It's a little bit maybe too high there. That's okay though.
Yeah. Close enough. Now we get to see the bee waddle around the sand.
I know. Bee doesn't get hurt by the sand, just built different feet, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a property with all the transformations in the game. They just don't get hurt by like the Mad Monster Mansion, like shrubbery or sand or clock wood, like vines, I think, or what are they called? I don't know. Whatever they're called.
Like the
Brambles.
bramble, yeah.
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 Yep.
Oh, beehive! I love that.
Alright, I suck at this. So, oh yeah, I'm terrible. Okay, we're just gonna get these notes by walking.
I don't know how you talk during this, because like these movement sections with the bee, I just feel like I just go completely quiet.
Yeah, I am kind of going quiet, but yeah, it's pretty hard to control the bees. So, didn't get that. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, the bee's like its own game. You have to master it.
It is. You master speedrun in the game. It's like, oh, how about 30 minutes of bee movement?
Yeah. Yep, we're coming close to finishing this level. Just need to get some more notes.
I like the shoes that are just walking around and they're just shoes. There's no explanation. They're just shoes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone left their sneakers and they're just walking on their own now.
Now we're gonna try to grab as jiggy as the bee. Don't typically see this. Hopefully I can get it. Cool. All right.
Nice.
Nice. Normally you need those shoes to get that jiggy, but
Yeah.
the bee's also really cool too. Has a lot of different ways to get out of bounds and just kind of bypass certain ceilings and stuff. So you can actually get some of the stop and swap items legit as the bee. Like you can get the ice key, you can get the egg that's right in this door. And normally you can't do that without putting in cheats at the sandcastle.
And we're just gonna clip out of bounds. Nothing too special.
Yeah, nothing too special.
Yep.
And we're gonna enter here without needing beak bomb. Oh, I messed that up. All right.
Oh no.
This could be
Wacky
rough.
camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Lord.
we're
I was gonna
turning and
spin till we
turning.
got it.
Yeah,
You
this I might have to
spin
land
me
and go up
right
here.
around,
That's
baby.
fine. Yeah. Yeah, the camera can be kind of weird, so I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah. Go back up.
Yep. We're
There
good.
you go.
Still probably faster is doing that.
Wait, where am I at now? Oh, I'm over here. Okay. This is gonna be kind of weird. We're good though. Oh wait. Okay, I'm over here. Cool. We're good. Yep. Hopefully we have our 85 notes. Should be good though.
Yep. Now we are gonna death warp out and head to BGS.
Oh no, he's dead.
Oh no.
Bee Banjo
though.
just has that contagious smile.
Oh, nice. The camera.
Oh, I've never seen that camera.
The camera.
Ew, what a gross camera.
Yeah.
That was gross.
I can't
And-
believe the camera did that.
Yep. And we just walked straight through those bars as the B. He's
The
a tiny
B-joke's
boy.
coming.
Yep.
And then we're going to BGS.
So we actually have to do an alternative BGS early here. It's not too different. We just got to go out of bounds here. I have a setup for it. Most runners do a different one, but I'm too high, aren't I yet? That's fine.
Yeah. Let's go fly back over the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
No ceilings.
That roof's just a suggestion too.
Yep.
And now, sadly, the way I have it set up to I'm watching, I can't listen to the music, but I have to imagine that the music going on right now is just pure bebop.
I missed one. That's okay.
Ooh, missed
I
that.
probably should get that on the way back, but that's okay. Get it now.
All right, wait. I just came up with a joke.
Oh no.
What is B Banjo's favorite genre of music?
I'm scared to ask.
R&B. I'm so
Nice.
sorry.
I
I'm
appreciate that
I'm
one
off
good.
commentary.
Yes.
Alright, we're just gonna leave those 2 notes for later. We're gonna jump down and hopefully, okay, we're good now. Sometimes you can miss that log. And we're just gonna get these notes around tank top. Yeah, unfortunately can't go in tank top because we gotta use beak bust, but we could,
It was actually recently found that you can just walk into Tantup's feet as Banjo.
yeah.
Just sitting there.
His feet just have
Oh,
no
nice camera.
collision.
Yeah.
Too high. We're good. I don't think I need this extra life. Kind of grabbed a little bit too many. I should be at like 1
Yeah.
life right now in the route, but
Rolling in the lives.
yeah. That's okay, we can get it. You know. We still got click lock wood. Oh, nice camera. Missed that. That's okay. Oh yeah, I
I
also
wonder why this
got
alligator's so mad. Like,
yeah.
darn.
Probably got stung at one point. That's not a pun or anything. It's just going with the whole bee thing, but you know.
The whole bee thing, yeah.
Yeah.
This random bee comes into your home, stings you. I'd be a little mad too.
Yeah.
This part's really cool. I love this part with the maze.
Yeah.
Mhm. Hopefully I can do it right. I actually kind of just learned how to do this like a couple weeks ago. Oh great, okay, I already messed it up.
Oh no.
Yeah, sometimes you can accidentally fly again when you're, you land. We're good. So yep, we should be fine. I also gotta get an extra note here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so is this where you get that extra note at? Is that going to be in BGS?
Yep.
Yeah. The last maze note, I believe.
Not the best maze, but I'll take it.
It works.
Yeah, it works. As long as we get the notes, it works.
A good solid B.
Oh, that was funny.
And hopefully we should have 83. There we go.
Nice grabbing those in flight.
Yep. And now we gotta go out of bounds again. We go around a D transformation trigger. Just like how we
Yeah,
did.
this movement's quite tricky.
Yeah, I kind of use the extra life as a reference, but we're good. All right, cool.
Yeah. Nice.
And we're gonna head our way to Clanker's Cavern.
Yeah, Mumbo could actually de-transform you there, because the B is not safe from other de-transform triggers.
Yeah. And really easy. Clanker's Cavern, I really just go over the wall. So,
This is
This is
also
probably the...
It's also kind of
Oh, you go.
I was gonna say this is like probably also one of the best B movement levels too. It's very cool to see like a swimless Clanker's Cavern.
Yeah. It's also probably the hardest stage of the run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah, don't hit me. Alright. Probably not the best movement there, but we got the notes. We're good.
And just go all the way out of bounds again.
Yep. And yeah, if you go around a water plane, you just don't swim. So, because the bee can't normally be in water. But we're good. We're just gonna drop on chain and then go to the key. Oh my gosh, I've never done that before.
Oh, nice.
We're good though.
Good backup. Yeah. Gonna go through this key 3 times
Yep.
to raise Clanker.
What's up, Bloop?
Getting in the way.
We don't need you, but
Giving
what's
you
up,
a kiss.
Bloop?
I really
gotta
enjoy
watch
that
this
name.
cutscene.
Gloop.
Yep. Bloop.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah.
And yep. Now we just gotta get these notes. This is kind of slow, unfortunately, but it's definitely faster because we don't have to open the level, so.
And you don't have to swim all the way down and all the way up too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Hopefully I'm gonna go the right direction here. I'm really bad at figuring where the places I need to go. It's over here, right? No, wait, where am I at? I'm in the right place. There we go. Close enough, we're good. Oh, please don't. Oh, camera, please, no.
Oh, no.
I hate this camera. Hopefully I'm just gonna look back just in case. Yeah, we got everything? Okay, cool.
Good old first person.
Yeah. Ah, that's okay. Yeah, B movement not the best this run, but, you know, we're surviving.
I think the run so far has been pretty beautiful. Beautiful. I messed up my own fun.
Absolutely.
I messed up my own fun.
No. Oh, I was way too low. Okay. That's fine. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the level is getting these all in one go like
Oh,
this.
yeah, I love this.
Kinda-
It's so
yeah,
satisfying.
So clean.
So good.
Just get these notes like this. That's pretty good. Get these. Do. Then, oh, I spammed A too many times. That's okay. Just go down here and get that Jiggy without opening the cage. B's got a big
Hit it with
nose.
the nose.
Yep. Then, I'm gonna get these notes, get the snippets.
Hope you don't get trolled.
Yep.
These guys can be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you can't kill them.
Yep. I think you go just a bit faster than them, so if you just keep holding left, you're good.
Yeah, they're pretty nice this time.
Yep. Ah, I didn't get too many notes there. The camera was weird there for a second. The camera
that
this
was-
run. I don't know what's going on.
Cinematic.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get this. Hold on. Forgot about these notes.
Forgetting the route.
Yeah.
So yeah, Clankers is based on cycles with this bolt that goes in and out of him. They're in like intervals of 10, so you've got to, there's very specific cycles you can get. Very easy to know how much time you've lost based on,
Seeing where the cycle's at.
yeah.
Yeah, these blades can be kind of trolly, but the cycle is always the same, so if you just hold up, you should be fine. Ah, man. That sucks.
Oh yeah, this trick's annoying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually,
You
just
gotta,
gotta-
like, y'all
you
know
gotta
why
get, like,
it's like so finicky?
there we go.
I have no idea. I feel like it's just depends on your angle or your height
Yeah.
from when you jump, but I'm not sure.
Maybe your speed going down. I have no idea.
Yeah. Just gotta hope you're under the platform so the water doesn't push you up.
And to quickly throw out another B pun, wouldn't you believe it, but we had a 100 sub donation gift. So thank you so much for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Holy.
Blessing the chatters. Just such a reach.
I'll take it.
Yep. We just did some out of bounds there to get under the water so we get those notes. And get back into this room, actually, so. And,
We can go learn gold feathers finally.
yep, totally. Oh, 5 bottles.
And then we can walk under these saw blades.
Yep. I think I have ways for...
We're too low to get touched by them, so.
Let me get some more. Okay. The saw blades can kind of be finicky, but I think we're good. Yep. We're good.
Yep, there we go.
Oh no.
We're dead. But it's okay. We're
Aw.
going to see CW again. Yep, she's going to go right back into the cauldron over here.
And this is the end of the bee's reign.
Yeah.
R.I.P. It was nice knowing you, B.
Oh.
Yeah. R.I.P. the bee jokes.
Yep, just going to de-transform here. And then we're going to go right back into Cooklockwood and get the rest of our notes and jiggies. Just to make sure.
It's
do I have
pretty-
23? Okay, good.
It's pretty ironic, because you can take the bee everywhere into the game, but we still don't know a way to get the bee into the other 3 seasons of Cooklockwood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Someday we can do it. I believe it.
Yeah. Straight to summer.
Yep, going straight to summer. Don't have to worry about getting the notes again because they're already saved. So. Yep.
Get to have a little bit more Banjo-Kazooie movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we got some exciting stuff after Cooklockwood, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no respect for that bird.
Yep.
I like to imagine, like, inside the tree, there's just a bunch of those birds just having a dance party.
Disco party in there.
Little disco party, yeah.
Why wasn't I invited?
That's what Kazooie's asking.
Oh, I gotta get these. I'm thinking I'm on fall. Usually there's this really cool jump you can do here, but I'm just gonna get it like this.
Yeah.
Get it behind, do a little egg shot there. I'm not gonna get that extra life. I'm gonna go this way. Usually you're supposed to get the extra life there and they're out, but we already got enough.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a really, really scary jump, but pretty
Just
easy.
jump on the back of his head and
Yeah.
that snare bear does not hurt you.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna do a really, really... Oh, so close.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're good though.
Yeah, if you're able to take that full damage animation off the edge of a platform, it'll completely cancel it. But unfortunately missed that there.
Yep, and then we're gonna down this bird.
That's
Oh,
so nice
nice.
that you can just, like, die in every season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna head into fall for our last couple notes. And this is like my worst level, I would say, in the run. So
Yeah.
I do a
pretty
really
hard.
weird route that top runners don't do. So
I know it's a little late, but someone in chat just went off and said, Disco Party, are they listening to the Bee Gees?
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Maybe they're listening to the Beatles.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Could be listening to the birds.
Mm-hmm. Just go down here. Gold feather these. Get these notes back here.
Yeah, just grabbing as many notes as we can.
And we're gonna be doing something really fun in a couple seconds here, maybe in a minute. We're gonna be doing a pretty cool clip. That's actually not faster, but I just want to do it for this run because it's really fun.
Showcasing somewhat new. It's been around about 3 years. This new tech.
Yep.
Called
Oh,
Big
I'm going the wrong direction. I'm thinking this is N64 100%. I'm supposed to be going this way. I'm going up the leaves. Oops. That's okay.
I also saw in chat because we're doing like beetles and birds. B-52s. That one's clever.
B-52s.
B-52s.
Yeah, as you can see, when you kill the bird for the first time in a season, it plays an animation. So optimally, you would actually...
That's okay.
Oh no!
Put it in the water.
Falling in fall. That's a classic.
Yep. I knew this was gonna happen. Again, my worst season. That's okay. I'm just gonna go the normal route up
ultimately,
there.
you would not kill any birds at all to skip that animation, save a couple seconds, but playing it safe.
Yep. I don't think we need any. Could get some extra notes in that beehive, but I think we're good. Oh. Hopefully this guy doesn't troll us. This enemy can be really trolly here. Now we're good.
Being nice today.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Just gonna backflip here. Oh, come on.
Yeah, that jump's pretty
That
tricky.
jump's very tricky, yeah.
Yep. I think I'm gonna hit the winner switch just in case if I need to go back and get notes. Because I may or may not have missed a note. I don't know. We'll see. Gonna hit it anyways.
Yeah. Let's pray.
Yep. We'll figure it out by the time we get to 765. Oh, oops.
Yeah, that super cool trick is coming up. The bit clip.
Yeah.
bit clip.
I'm gonna do a little cool trick here just to save some fall damage. Hopefully don't. Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's
we
fine.
do get a little showcase. Yeah, that's that little big bust, no fall damage trick.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully
So
this is gonna go really fast or it's gonna take a few seconds.
yeah.
Okay. Didn't get it first try. That's okay. It's frame perfect, but there we go.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that was a bit clip. If
Yep.
you've never seen that, that's never really used on Xbox. We use it on N64 to get into MMM and Quick Clock Mode early. But basically, the way that works is there's a rounding error in the game. This is what I've been told. Where triangles meet on the floor, and in the center of those triangles, there's actually no collision. But it's very precise.
It's like floating point precise. It's very,
Yeah.
very precise.
Like within the sixth decimal point.
Like
precise.
point 0.000000 whatever.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I got that
Alright,
last.
well, I guess it's
figure
time to do
right.
this entire quiz show, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
totally. Yep. Hopefully I got all the jiggies. Did I get the
Hopefully
last
you go for
jiggy?
tile skip.
I feel like I didn't get the last jiggy. No, tile skip. I could go for it, but that'd be hype if I get it. I got
Would be really
lives.
cool.
I don't know.
Would it be
You got
You
lives.
could go for it once. That would actually be kind of cool.
would it be unbearable to go for that? Oh.
Ooh.
Oh no, we
Unbearable to
died.
miss it.
I'm just gonna make sure we got
Chat
25
came up
jiggies.
with that
Okay.
one. I can't take props. That's chat. Chat's been saying it for a while.
Man,
Plagiarizing their jokes.
Yeah, there's a thing you can do there where you can use moves for like a couple pixels between squares. And if you able to ground pound in those pixels, you can skip a few questions. But it's very precise.
It's not RTA viable. You can do it, but not consistently.
Shaman's token. That's the canon name of the Mumbo token, but nobody says it. 50. Alright, hopefully we don't get a picture question here, because we're doing a skip called Brenda's Fun Skip. Basically, if you go in Talon Trot and you answer this question wrong, you can skip the board. Alright.
No.
Alright, very nice.
What's not there?
Yep,
Red
so
feathers. I forgot. Oh, wait,
we
no.
enter Talon Trot.
Okay,
You
that's,
entered it right. Oh my goodness.
that's okay. We got it back up. That's Reese's Peak.
Yeah.
What
was
the goal
unfortunate.
was to do there was to answer it wrong. And normally when that happens, Grunty will kind of boot you into the lava. But since you're able to enter Talon Trot on that little tiny
No!
pixel
Oh
between
my
the two
god,
boards,
I'm joking.
Oh no!
It's okay. Which character has this? I'm just gonna die.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
I'm kind of scared though because I have
skip
0
again.
lives. So, should I just in case, I'm gonna go back and get a life on top of CCW.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is on that DDA file.
Yeah, I don't want to.
So
Yeah.
on this DDA file, if you game over, there's no way to re-enter the file. So
Yeah.
game overing is like bad news.
Yeah, Furnace Fun takes another victim, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'm just gonna right over here and get.
Actually, your immense brain takes another victim. Too
Yeah.
smart.
But yeah, just go back to Furnace Fun. It's all good.
Yeah.
I think we're good on time, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Banjo just needed to study a little bit more.
Yep. All right.
Instead of playing that banjo, got to play that book. You know.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Also, those like picture questions are extremely fast on Xbox compared to N64. You just spam right out of it.
Yeah.
Did it say? I didn't even read the question. I'm so choking for this one.
It's kitchen.
Fuel assisted speedrun.
Yeah, that's normal.
I don't know why I just thought of another B pun like 20 minutes later. I'm just thinking about how all these B puns gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh god. Oh, I'm gonna be nightmares tonight.
It's gonna be kind of tricky. Oh, there we go.
Nice. Don't get it right.
That's totally Rusty Bucket Bay, right? Yep.
Let's go! So yep, now it thinks we're dead, so all the invisible walls around Furnace Fun are just non-existent. We
Yeah.
can just walk our way past. We don't even bother saving Tootie, we just go right past her.
Aw.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave 2D there,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
screw Tootie.
I'm gonna get this extra life just in case. I'm pretty decent at granny fights, so I'm not gonna be too bad, but
Okay.
don't want to be at 0 lives.
Miss any notes?
Yep, 8-10 notes. We got our 25 jiggies, hopefully, yep.
Nice.
Alright, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, like Trep was saying earlier, on Nintendo 64, there's actually a, oh, that was goofy. But
Yeah.
there's actually a way to skip those 25 jiggies. You can just clip through the ground and then frame perfectly jump behind Grunty's door, but without lag, that right now seems impossible on Xbox.
Yeah.
Always like to, leave some wiggle room because anything's possible.
Yeah, there's some potential.
I'm gonna do a little skip here to skip a phase of the fight. I'm just gonna poop eggs.
Normally you gotta hit her 4 times here, but she'll just fly into all those eggs and it hits her 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You can use that ground pound thing we used earlier to jump off things to avoid damage from these.
Yep, have a little bit of invincibility during those homing attacks. So this is phase 2, we gotta shoot her with 3 eggs at each of her little stations that she flies to.
Yeah.
We gotta
Ooh.
we gotta throw eggs at someone. That's kind of rotten.
Oh my goodness. We could think of a dozen more jokes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we gotta wait here for this flight pad. On N64, you could skip this text for it to spawn, but
Bottles the homie letting us fly.
Making us wait for it though.
This boss fight's actually for like a, I don't know, it's pretty challenging as a casual. I remember I used to like my first time beating Grunty, and then like the times after that, I would die so many times because there's just so many phases. You have to hit her so many times.
Yeah. Coming up is just the final skip of the run. Basically, we're gonna be trying to skip a cutscene, and it saves about like 10 seconds if we do it. It's okay if we don't get it though.
Yeah, let's see.
Nice. All right.
Ooh, we got
Nice.
it.
All right. So, the Ginger will just hit Grunny during the cutscene. We don't have to watch cutscene for that.
Yeah, overlaps them two cutscenes.
I'm just gonna
This
hit.
Grunty fight's been beautiful so far. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
this-
pretty clean.
Yeah, I play too much randomizer, so you always have to do a Grunny fight in that with 5 health. Cool. We got one more phase coming up, and then time is on us putting the final egg in the Ginginator when he unlocks.
Yeah.
See if I
Well,
can
in
lock
the
the
meantime,
Banjo.
while we
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, in the meantime, while we go off and go through the final phase and all of that, if anyone was interested in checking, wanted to know more information about the run, in terms of maybe they wanted to see more about any percent no pog or any percent pog, where would they go?
Speedrun.com. We also have a Discord, and you'll find that on speedrun.com as well. Yeah, it's a really easy category. I would say it's the easiest time, by the way. It's the
GG's.
I would say it's the
Nice.
easiest
Yes,
category.
GG.
Yeah, that's a GG's. The easiest any percent category, so. Yeah.
That Discord page
Yeah.
on speedrun.com, tons of resources and tons of nice people in the community to answer any questions, or if you need to find some easy routes versus quicker routes and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What a great people there.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
Yeah. And if anyone wanted to follow any one of y'all, where they'd be head off to?
I stream on Twitch. And then we all stream on Twitch, so
Yeah.
Yep.
We all stream on Twitch.
Twitch, YouTube, any of our usernames, just
Yeah.
as they are on screen.
yeah,
Yeah.
should be able to find us. But yeah, also a lot of interesting new Xbox stuff that was just found recently for just 100% and any percent. We found a new Click Lock Wood Warp, which is really cool. So some exciting times for Xbox. Then,
Yeah, this
Yeah.
week's been kind of crazy for Xbox.
yeah. So yeah, definitely follow us if you want to stay tuned for whatever is found in the coming days, because we just found some interesting stuff. So
All right. Any other final shout outs y'all like to have?
shout out to the Banjo community. Also shout out to Pixel 911 for making me a backup file. I didn't have to use it, but yeah, I last minute asked him to make one, and he did it. So yeah, thanks so much.
And shout out to TSR, honestly, really good run. And amazing, like that glitch hunting presence. I love to see that. I love that you're trying to find stuff in this game, and you've already found lots of stuff to allow, lots of stuff to happen, lots of time saves. So,
Yeah. Hopefully more stuff soon. Yeah.
Hopefully.
What was the final time, by the way? I didn't get to see that.
About
got an
1:10:13 roughly.
1:10:13? Okay, not the worst.
Not bad.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
All
Cool,
right, well, thank you all so much for coming out and showcasing that amazing banjo run. Chat, thank you all for the puns, and thank you all for always being y'all as well. But do not forget that while the bargain bin may be closing its doors for tonight, do not forget we have Express Lane coming up right after with a bunch of great games. Don't let the puns stop tonight, chat. I'm going to be checking in and seeing how that all comes. While we get things set up for our next show, it's a great time to get up, stretch, get some snacks, use the restroom, all of that. We'll see you all later on here at the Bargain Bin, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful August, I guess. All right, see you later. Bye.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.